You'll give it a couple seconds for everybody to come in. Today, I'm going to definitely give you guys, I'm just coming back from LA. I was out in LA with Caesar doing a workshop with the dog whisperer. It's called the Training Caesar's Way workshop. I was just out there for 5 days. We're good? Okay. I was out there for about 5 days, teaching people from all over the world. We had 50 students come in. All over the world, and we bring in about 40-something rescue dogs, even more. Actually, there's probably like 50 or 60 rescue dogs that were there. So during the workshop, what we do is we teach the fundamentals of dog psychology. We teach people about their energy. We teach people about, obviously, I don't know if I said this, but the psychology of the dog, how to build a relationship of calm, confident leadership, how to create a calm follower dog, all that stuff. And then we apply it with the rescue dogs that are there. So we thought, like, what a better way to do it, right? We used to do it where everyone would come in. A bunch of people brought their own dog. Some people didn't have any dog, and we would bring a few dogs and whatever. But we started saying, you know what? Why don't we give the students a much more hands-on experience and give rescue dogs an opportunity to get better? Which it's shocking to see how when we start day one, all the rescue dogs come out with all the students. It's barking, lunging, whining, chaos. It's a zoo. It's a complete zoo, and we're basically in survival mode at that point, like just keeping the people away from each other, dealing with that. Fast forward to day 4, when it's the last day and we're on a pack walk and we stop somewhere. All the dogs lay down and are calm. And the interesting part about that is we're not teaching obedience when we're there. It's just about the psychology and leadership. So we're practicing calm confidence. We're practicing dog psychology. What are we doing? We exercise the dog significantly in the morning. We provide rules, manners, limitations, and we give affection at the right time. It's as simple as that. That really is what we're doing, is like draining the dog. And how do we enter it and be with the dog? You have to have calm energy, and you have to be confident and know what you're doing. To be confident, you have to have knowledge and experience. So that takes time. You have to take some time to learn. So the learning part, I'm trying to give you as much of that shit as I can to you guys for free. Give you. Right? Learn. The experience part, that's on you. So you have to be able to do the repetitions. Something that Caesar talked about during the workshop, which I was so happy he talked about it, was how the Dog Whisperer TV show, while it was an amazing TV show and got millions of views and Emmy nominated, the whole thing, he talked about how he didn't like that the producers made the show in a way that showed quick fixes, because it wasn't reality of what was really happening. So it looked good on Nat Geo. It looked good to the production company who was trying to make money and make good TV. But what he didn't like was the quick fix. So we were showing throughout the workshop the repetitions it takes to accomplish something with a dog. Let's say a dog's afraid to go up the stairs of the stage when we're teaching the workshop. We might spend 20 minutes with that dog, getting the dog up the stairs, and show the process. Repetition 1, repetition 2. The dog was super nervous and getting better and getting better and getting better. And in the middle of that, he says, imagine if I posted it, if we did this on the Dog Whisperer, no one would have watched it because it would have been boring to them. So it's more for like the people who really want to understand dogs. So what am I doing with all this thing? I'm like, how can I give you guys as much information? So the lives is one thing that I'm going to be doing, bringing people on who I have no idea who they are. Come on, ask me questions. Let's talk about it. That's one way to give you guys free value. I want to give you the video reviews, by the way, are 100% coming back. It's been painful to deal with this thing, and I could just be posting them because they're legal, but I'm just trying to deal with this shit once and for all so we can just move forward and study, because those videos are great for assessment and evaluation. It's amazing. It's like something I realize is one of the biggest skills that I have is assessing and evaluating dogs from a distance. I can see from a distance far away. I'm like, that dog's nervous. That dog's this. And people are like, what? How do you see it? It's just from the experience of doing it and then knowing what to look at. So that's what I'm trying to give you guys, knowing what to look at so you can assess and evaluate dogs. Because my point is, if you know what to do with front, middle, back of the pack dog, but you don't know what the hell dog is in front of you, you're not going to know what to do with that dog. Most people are focused on the breeds of a dog. Australian Shepherd, Labradoodle, German Shepherd, blah, blah, blah. Cool. What's the pack position? Is it front, middle, back of the pack? What's the energy of that individual dog? That matters way more. People should be deciding, do I want a front of the pack dog, a middle of the pack dog, or a back of the pack dog? And then from there, what breeds do I like? Does that breed have any breed instincts I need to deal with? Herding, protection, things like that. And if not, then you can go get that dog. So that's what you should be focused on. Okay, that's the workshop. I would suggest any of you guys go to it. If you can afford it, it's expensive workshop, don't get me wrong, but to me it changed my life completely. And I've watched these people come and change their lives every time they go there. It's not everybody, because you have to be willing to do it, but there's without a doubt people whose lives are changed from going to that workshop. And it's not lives changed like, oh my God, I learned the secrets to dog psychology. You learn a ton, don't get me wrong. The real thing is you learn about yourself. That's what that workshop taught me, was about myself. I was there by myself with my dog, and I had no one else there. I was in a different location, and it was just my energy there. So I was behaving like that, and it got me to see myself. Caesar got me to see myself. That's the biggest thing that happened, was look at yourself and understand what is your energy, right? Because that matters so much with dogs, which brings me to my next topic, which I wanted to share with you guys before we bring some people on. I talked about this in a recent podcast, but I wanted to bring it up a little bit more because it's something that I hammered down at the workshop to the students. Of the Tony Robbins talks about this thing. It's called a 3S strategy. I found this out after the fact of like, this is what there's actually a labeled thing for this, but this is what I'm doing and what successful clients of mine and dog owners are doing to achieve it with their dogs. So if you think about the 3S's, you have the state, the story, and the strategy. All right. So what are most people going to be focused on is the strategy. Let's just say we have a dog who's reactive on leash. Okay. My dog's reactive on leash. Cool. What do people usually do? They go to, I got to get my dog to stop reacting on leash. So what's the strategy to do it? So they're in step 3 as far as I'm concerned, because why? All right. What's the strategy? Let me go online and figure out how to do it. Correct the dog, use treats, blah, 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 whatever. All right. Fair enough. That strategy may work. Cool. My question to them is, what's your state of mind when doing this? Which is what? Your energy, right? So are you fearful while doing that? Are you anxious, nervous, tense, angry, or confident? So what's the state of mind that you're in when you're about to work with your dog or be with your dog and change your life with your dog? What's the state? That's what really matters, right? Then is what's the story? I can tell you what stories I've heard over the years. One of the probably the most common story of all, I've tried everything. The amount of times that I've heard I've tried everything, and then I just name one thing and they're like, oh, I didn't try that. And then I didn't try that. I didn't try that. But my point is, if the story is I've tried everything, then that means then it's not working. So it doesn't matter what strategy we do, it's just not going to work because we've tried it all. Then comes the strategy last, right? So think about this. Let's do it the way the typical people do it in the world, and how us as a pack are going to start doing things. By the way, not just with dogs, with our lives, of what we want in our lives. So we have a reactive dog. Here comes the reactive dog. So here's the person. Yeah, my dog's reactive. He reacts to all dogs. He's just crazy on leash. He doesn't like dogs for sure. I've tried everything. I'm willing to listen if you have some strategies of like maybe there's something else I could try, but like, it's probably not going to work. Just me saying that, do you think that freaking person is going to actually get their dog to stop reacting on leash? Of course not. Because they already gave up in their energy and their story. So what needs to change is like, let's start changing the story and the state of mind. So my dog's reactive on leash. Let me ask you, do you think your dog can be a calm dog, calm follower on leash? Absolutely. I definitely know I can do it. It can happen. What's your state while you're doing this? I feel confident. I feel certain. I know it's going to be some challenge and there's going to be some ups and downs throughout it, but I'm ready to deal with that and move forward and accomplish this new state with my dog. And is it going to happen? It's definitely going to happen. 100% happen. It will happen. It's absolutely going to happen. I'm just going to let the time pass. I just need to understand strategies to do it. Cool. So this is how we're going to do. We're going to exercise your dog. We're going to use the treadmill. We're going to add rules, bounds, limitations. We're going to give affection at the right times. We're not going to let your dog demand affection. We're going to make them wait for food, blah, 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 the whole thing, right? Then that's going to work. So this is what I want you guys to think about, whether it's, I started thinking about this of like when I got this ranch, like, how did I get this ranch? I was like, it was real. It was literally this in the order, but I didn't even know the hell I was doing it. So what was my state? My state was calm and confident, borderline excited, by the way, too. I would say there was excitement too of like, this is going to happen. I cannot wait to have my own. I'm going to have my own ranch. Here comes the story. So the state was up, calm / excited, depending on the thing, but like confident. This is certain. This is going to happen. Then came the story, which is like, I'm going to have a ranch where people can come with their dogs to learn about the dogs and dog psychology and learn about themselves and build an amazing relationship between the two of them. Okay. So that was the story. When is that going to happen? I don't know. When, where? I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. But it's going to happen. The story is it will happen. Then becomes the strategy of where, how much money are you going to spend? What are the laws? How many acres are you going to put a fence? Blah, blah, blah. That's all the strategy. But that shit's my point is once my state was done and my story, the strategy was just figure it out. It's going to fucking happen in my mind. Apologize for my French. I found out through YouTube, my F words and stuff are going to is not a real positive thing. So I'm trying to limit that as much as I can. Just so you guys know real quick on the cursing stuff is I really try to not use the cursing. So you guys understand, I grew up in New York. I played sports my whole life, which is like hockey, baseball stuff, which is a lot of cursing. Then I transitioned into the New York City construction field, which if you want to talk about cursing, just put cotton balls in your ears because it's never ending there. And then from there, it was okay, now I'm going to walk dogs. And then it's hey, by the way, now you're going to talk to the public. And they're yeah, you're a little rough for the edges around the guy, Jersey, New York guy, bro. Chill out. And I'm learning how to do that. So there's a fine line to me of using my brain power to don't say a bad word and also just be my authentic self for you guys. And just this is who I am. This is what you're going to get from me. I'm going to slip some curses here and there. If people don't like it, I totally understand. If they don't want to listen to me, totally understand. But I'm doing my best to not do so much of the cursing stuff. All right. But yeah, I would say for the people, again, going back really quick to the Caesar thing, if the workshop costs, I think $6,000 or something to go to it. So it's expensive, but for $1,000 a day, it's that's actually not that bad of a price for a, 8 to 10 hour day of being with me, a group of trainers and a dog whisperer learning about all this stuff. It's pretty valuable. But if that's getting to LA or the price is too much, Caesar has an online course. I'm just going to tell you guys, I don't get anything out of this. I don't get any money, promotions, nothing out of it. I believe in it so much because I'm the example of the guy who went to that workshop. I wouldn't say clueless, but pretty freaking clueless about dogs and very clueless about myself. Right. And then, years later, it was 13 years ago, I went to that workshop, but that many years later, it was way before that. But I've grown a lot since then. A lot. It gave me so much clarity on things. So my point is, if you can't get to that, Caesar also has an online course that he can do, that he does weekly, and you can learn about this stuff. All the old videos are there. That's something that's a great way to learn. So I'm trying to do this for free for you guys as much as I can. So there's no barrier to entry to learn about dog psychology. What I'm thinking about doing is potentially making a paid group class, because so many people are freaking asking me it's cool that you're doing these lives and we but could we have more of one where we could ask questions throughout the weeks and more show videos of their dog and show the progression. I'm thinking of one potentially for professionals, how to run a business. I've learned a lot about doing that stuff. So let me know if you guys are interested in something like that, of a more dedicated once a week. We are guaranteed meeting at this time, and we're going to go over your specific questions and keep going with it. The reason I have to charge for that is my time. It's there's only so much time in a day to do this stuff. So I'm I'll dedicate this time for free as much as I can. But if you want more of the time to just hey, I like what you're saying. I like your views on things. I like what you did. I want to see what you would say about my particular case. I see it all the time at the workshop. People are hearing this, Caesar say this, but they want to know, okay, but with my particular case, I want your eyes to look at it and break it down for me so I know exactly what the hell I need to do. So it's just really that. If you want that more, the next level of a little bit more information, where we can go more in depth. Let's just call it that. I think that's the way to look at it, is where we have time to go in depth. That's what I'm thinking about doing. So let me know what you guys think about that. Oh yeah. And I don't know if you guys were here last time, but we had something on TikTok where they basically shut the live down and blah, 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 because of a word I said. I can't say it again now. But this is all new shit to me. I live in America. We're supposed to have freedom of speech. And I said a word about people who are not as tall. Let's just say that. I didn't realize it was a bad word. I didn't know it was a thing. And it was you said this word and da-da-da-da. So it's please understand, for me as a creator, what I want to do is come on here and just speak freely and just say what I want. But it's unfortunately, social media is not the US Constitution, and they can audit my speech and tell me what I can say and tell me things I can say, which sucks. It really does suck. But it is what it is. I understand their perspective and things. I just wish they had a better way of looking at things and reviewing stuff. But I'm going to do my best to avoid all that crap. I'm doing my best. So just so you guys know, I'm just navigating all this crap of don't say these words. You can't post this video because this and our system and our policy. And it's navigating this. It's I tell people, it's going to the Bermuda Triangle on a boat and having no navigation and being like, I don't know, figure out this freaking thing. And you ask like the navigation, which is Instagram or TikTok. So what do I have to do? What should I do? Tell me what I should do. They're like, I don't know, figure it out. Oh, got it. And why do I pay for all these memberships and paid and support and all this? It's like, I couldn't imagine what it would be like without it. Anyway, enough of that crap. I'm trying to give you guys just the background of what's happening. I'm not sitting around just doing nothing every day. Like, we're working nonstop. I literally said before this call to Andre and Jamie here, I was like, I cannot wait for the day that I can just make content and not be working on this back end, talking to lawyers, trying to figure out what we can post, how long we can, what's the exact protocol, what will Instagram not have a problem with, what will Facebook not have, what will TikTok not have a problem with, what does YouTube say about this thing? It's a whole freaking thing. So just so you guys know, it's not just like, oh, go live and post. I would love to do that. I would do it all the time, but it's like, last time I did that and I got a freaking strike on this. So I'm learning all this. Remember guys, I'm not a media guy. As much as it seems like this whole thing is media, this is me. I figured out media, just figuring it out as I go. I'm a business owner. I'm a guy out here who's helping people with their dogs, who's just trying to give away as much possible information. If you want to use me, my business model is give it away for free. If you want me in my eyes or my team to help you and your dog, that's what you have to pay for. That's it. That's my model. So with that, Yellowstone Park got banned, so we know it's tough. Holy shit. Okay. So they're telling me on TikTok that the national park Yellowstone got banned on TikTok. So I guess there's things happening. Anyway, let's get on to the first caller. Let's start the party today. Huh? Peggy.
Hi, how are you?
How are you, Peggy? Thanks for listening to my rant for the last 20 minutes.
Oh, no, I think I absolutely love watching you. You're one of my favorite people to watch, you and Caesar.
I appreciate that.
I have a Dutch Shepherd Belgian Malinois.
Okay.
And he was sent to, supposedly, now I don't know for a fact, but I was told he was sent to a canine school to become a police dog. And he was there for 9 months, and they found a heart murmur, and he wouldn't bite. So he was returned to the breeder, and then that's where I got him. So I got him completely trained.
Okay.
I actually hired a trainer to come train me how to deal with him, because I, have trained labs, but I've never done anything as tense as a Malinois.
Right.
So the guy taught me everything with him. He's doing really well. I only have 2 issues with him that I don't know how to get over these 2 hurdles.
Okay.
The first hurdle is when my boyfriend comes around or a really good friend of mine comes around, he goes ballistic. Not mean. He's so happy to see him. He cries, he whines, I can't get him to do anything. Any other time, he listens to everything I tell him, except for when those 2 people come around. And I don't know how to stop it.
Okay.
I've tried sending him to his, I have his bed, that I send him to. Office, whatever. It's only, just trying to stay on top of it, but I have no control at that point, and I don't know why.
So all right. So let's break it down. So,
and then the other.
So let's break that one down. So you're at the house, and the boyfriend knocks on the door. Is that what happens first?
No, we live together, and he's a truck driver. He's on the road 7 days a week or 6 days a week, and then he comes home.
Okay, so when he comes home, how does it go? What happens?
As soon as he comes home, we have a dog door, so they're outside, they're indoor, outdoor dogs. He sees the truck, he goes straight to the truck. So I will bring him back in, and I'll put him on his bed, place him, because I know he's going to go nuts. But the minute he sees Jim out of that truck, no matter what I say or do, he's gone.
And what does he want to do, though?
He jumps on him. He, he mouths him. He never mouths me, but he mouths him. And when he does that, he tears the skin, because Jim is older and has that older skin. And it tears real simple.
But he's excited. So he's playing, though.
Yes.
He's not like trying to bite him and injure him.
Oh, no, not at all. He's happy. He's excited.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to bring that excitement down to a tolerable level. Now with me, he gets excited when he sees me, but I place him right away on his bed, and I ignore him. When he's acting, I call it acting the fool. And I send him, usually I send him to the office and make him get on his bed. And I go about doing what I was doing until he settles down. And then I will pay attention to him. And Jim can't do that.
Okay.
He won't respond to it.
What's happening there is you have with you, the intensity is likely 0 to 5 of his excitement. And with your boyfriend there, it sounds like the excitement goes to 5 to 10. Like he would be in
Yes.
a high state. So for
Yes.
you, the kind of ignoring him of like, I'm not going to engage with you that way can work. This is a good one for the public just to know, and we'll get into yours
Mhm.
particularly. But just for people always ask about the jumping, like, should I correct? Should I not? Always be
Mhm.
thinking about, all right, from 0 to 5, low level, ignoring can work. But what people ignore,
Mhm.
they're still looking and talking. They have to actually ignore. Like, I'm not going to connect to this dog unless he calms down. So that can work when the
Mhm.
intensity is 0 to 5. But when you get into 5 to 10,
Uh,
where the dog's really getting intense and stuff, the ignoring, they'll just start jumping on you and pushing you, and like what he's doing to your boyfriend,
mhm.
start mouthing him and all those things.
Mhm.
So in that moment, in my opinion, that dog needs to be addressed for that, meaning we have to snap him out of it for doing that jumping
Mhm.
thing, tell him we disagree with that and send him back to calmness.
Yes.
But so how can we do that in your particular situation? A couple of things I heard. One thing that you can start practicing is when he gets excited, like just say it's at the door or he gets excited with you, or he gets excited at,
Mhm.
what was his name? Jim, he said? Jim?
Jim. Yeah,
Yeah,
Jim.
with Jim by the truck and stuff. The
Mhm.
one thing I heard you say, which is like what most people are told to do, is like, hey, when the dog's doing that, redirect him and send him to his bed to go lay down and calm down, right?
Mhm.
The only problem with that, with a dog whose intensity is high, is
Mhm.
it's like a fire. Like, picture the arousal as like fire is happening. It's like, it's hot, all this. And if we just say
Mhm.
place, what a lot of times happens is we just take the fire and put it on the dog bed.
Okay.
So then, so he's still hot, is my point, with excitement, but he's in a
Mhm.
physical position away. But the mind, my point
Mhm.
is still aroused. So as soon
Yes.
as he sees him, boom, and he goes again, type of thing. Because he didn't
Mhm.
understand what you're asking of him, which is, I want you calm right next to Jim.
Yeah.
So what we're going to have to do with that, what I would suggest next time Jim comes, is let's exercise him significantly before Jim's coming home.
Mhm.
So you already have the tired stuff, way tired, right?
Mhm.
And let's put a leash on him, maybe a long line on him, type of thing. He runs out to the truck and he's over there. What we need to be able to do there at the truck, which is going to be a challenge, I understand, is we
Mhm.
have to settle him down there at the truck
Okay.
before we do anything else, before we send him away, before we tell him what to go, how to meet Jim, any of that stuff. It's like, we're telling you, I want you calm at this truck. I understand Jim's here and you haven't seen him for a while. You're excited, all that stuff, but that's not how he's going to connect to you anymore. So then
Mhm.
you can be the one who's like snapping him out of it. Jim can be the one who's also agreeing with what's happening. Meaning
Okay.
he doesn't have to like do anything about it, but he should just stand and let that happen.
Okay.
Other thing Jim should be doing is when he's home is pay attention to, is he connecting to the dog with too much, when the dog's in too much excitement versus calmness. It's a
Mhm.
lot what most people do is like, he could be out on the road and he's like, I get to be home with my dog. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Yeah.
Good boy, and all that thing.
Yeah.
Which I get it as a guy. I get the guys do that thing. The only thing is for the
Yeah.
dog, he says, all right, so Jim really likes when I'm excited with him. That's what he
Yeah.
wants.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then he's like, all right, so then for a Belgian Dutch Shepherd who says, you like excitement? I'll show you some fucking excitement. And then he gets boom, 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 boom. And then he's mouthing and we're like, what is happening here with
Mhm.
him?
Yep.
So he
Okay.
obviously that dog likes excitement too. So I'd be thinking of like, where can I let him go get excited? Chase the ball, go ride a bike, other things like
Mhm.
excitement things where we bring him out
Mhm.
calm, get excited, go back to calm.
Mhm.
And then
Okay.
another thing I would just be practicing throughout the day with your dog is like, let's just say you're walking around and he's like a little excited outside or whatever. Practice calming him down.
Yes. When we go out to feed, he gets very excited. He has to heel all the way to the barn
Mm-hmm.
and all the way back. When we get to the barn, he can run and act crazy. But when we walk back to the house, he must heel all the way
Really
back
good.
to the house.
And just
And
make
that's
sure the
just something
cage
I
is somewhat
started.
calm. Because my point is police dog training way is like,
Mhm.
he could be excited.
Yeah, that I think that's what's happened, and he's very he doesn't like to be touched in certain places by
Uh-huh.
anybody but me.
Yeah.
And I think that had to do with the training also, but I don't know for a fact. I didn't see it.
Possible. Yeah, he probably has lack of trust. A lot of that police training and shit is like, we let it happen because it's the police are training it, like they must know
Mhm.
what they're doing, but they don't. A lot of them
Yeah,
don't. A lot of
yeah.
the police trainers don't. And like at the high levels, they definitely know what they're doing, but like the
Mhm.
ones who are training them in Germany and like the high level American trainers and all that,
Yeah.
there's a lot of like more of the local kind of thing that is real, like it's not talked about enough, that are putting a lot of damage. I'm not saying these people did it. They probably did decent training with him, maybe made a few mistakes type of thing. It doesn't sound like he's like a traumatized guy. But
No,
I've
he's
had
not.
many people who send dogs to those trainings because they're thinking, my dog. I have a German Shepherd. I'll give you a perfect example.
Mhm.
Axel, this dog we had, is a German Shepherd. The
Uh-huh.
guy is thinking he's a New Jersey. He runs like towing company in New Jersey. He's like a construction type of guy. He's like, all right, I'm in Jersey. I have a German Shepherd. I got to get training. So what did he do? He sent them to like a police type trainer and stuff. So what these guys don't understand is pack positions of dogs. So they see it as it's a German Shepherd, a Dutch Shepherd, a Belgian, whatever. That guy's a working dog. We can put a lot of pressure on him, and that's what that breed can do. I'm like, well, depending on the pack position, because I worked with many back of the packs who that shit will shut them down, like it did to Axel. He became a total shutdown and actually got worse. His explosions were bigger because they just shut him down, and he never like got better. So they made him do physical positions that he could do. But like if a kid got too close, bite. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's not, so there's a difference between trained dog and balanced dog. My goal would be like, let me get the most balanced dog psychologically, energetically ever, and then do some training things with him. What most people are thinking is like, let me do the training, sit down, stay calm, heel, that'll solve the problem. But my question is how does the dog feel about it?
Yeah, exactly.
How do the humans feel about it?
Exactly.
So based on all that, what changes are you going to make? What do you think you're going to try?
I think when he gets home, I'll put him on a long lead and tell Jim to stay in the truck until he sits there and acts nice. And then when Jim crawls out, if he gets crazy, pop the leash and bring him into a calm state again.
Yep. And then,
I think that would be the best for him.
I think so. And as long as if it takes you 15 minutes to calm him, there's so much value in doing that. So I was saying before about like, what Caesar was saying about like dog whisperer. They only showed the little clip. He's like, I did that repetition on the stairs like 100 times and they showed 2. You know what I mean? Like I stopped with that dog and waited. Yeah. Right. Like I waited for 3 minutes for that to happen. They showed 20 seconds, 10 seconds.
Yeah.
You know? So just know.
See, and like with him, I can teach him something in 5 seconds. I showed him, to spin. I taught him to spin. I taught him different hand signals and just 5 seconds, showing him once or twice, and the dog knows it. So I know that if I can get the right message across, I can handle it.
That's it. Yeah. So and just think of those steps. It's like step 1, he's excited by the truck. Step 1, calm him with Jim in the truck. Got it. Step 2, Jim gets out the truck. That'll likely trigger excitement again. Calm him again. Cool. Now he's calm. Now we're going to bring him up to Jim. Let's say, and he's too excited to do that. Then we won't bring him up to Jim and we'll just come inside, or we bring him up to Jim and he smells him. He starts getting excited. No, Jim ignores and says, no, also, I'm not interested in connecting to you with excitement yet.
Yes.
Right. And then he comes in, ignores that. And then the dog calms down and he's chill. And then Jim says, come here, buddy, and calls him over and plays with him and does all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Goes in the backyard and does it with him. You know what I mean? Just so it's displayed. It's not at the same time of when he enters.
Yeah. And like we've got 4 dogs total. We just rescued a dog. We've got a blind dog that he's had his whole life. We rescued one, and then my 2, and both of mine are Malinois mixes. My German Shepherd Malinois mix, she's lazy. She doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about her. But with him, the only other issue I have is, like I just said, we rescued a dog we found, and him and that dog tend to fight, and I'm not sure why. He doesn't hurt him. He could, but he doesn't. He pins him. He backs away. But that other dog doesn't get the picture and keeps coming at him.
Well, is he coming at him with excitement, or coming at like play, or coming at him to like challenge him?
Challenge him. He's continually challenging him.
That's for you guys to override that new dog.
Okay, so it's
a new dog, because what your shepherd's likely saying is this new guy came in with a little bit too much excitement and disrespect. So who's going to tell him not to? And then if the humans are like, well, he's a new dog and it's fine, we tolerate that. He's like, I don't tolerate it, so I'm going to tell him to stop. He just might not be the dog. He might be more middle of the pack, who's not a dog who really knows how to get a guy to surrender the proper way.
Well, in Striker, he got him to surrender. He put him down on the ground. He stood over him. Once Shotgun was mellow, he started backing off slowly. Shotgun moved just a little bit, and Striker stopped, and Shotgun quit moving. Then he finished backing off, and that darn dog got up and attacked him again.
Yeah, we got to work.
So
with
it was like
that guy needs his work. You got to work with that guy.
That's what I thought.
We have to establish leadership with him. You guys need to gain it with him, and then it'll apply to everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I think, Jim's with him every day, and I think Jim, he's very soft-hearted with his animals. So
yeah. See what I'm saying? So that's definitely a factor in it too. Of like he could be potentially like encouraging some pushy behaviors in the dog, some excited behaviors in the dog that like humans are like, yeah, this is great, we love it, but other dogs are like, What's this all about? To give you an example, I'll just give you a perfect example. We did the dog park. We do one of the days we do dog park at the workshop or whatever. We had a ton,
Mm-hmm.
we had I think like 10 of Caesar's dogs in there and probably like 5 rescues and a couple of the students' dogs in there. So probably like 20 dogs in there. And I
Uh-huh.
said, all right, let's bring in the husky. And this was the middle of the pack husky who was excited through the roof, play drive through the roof, the excitement.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of conflict as soon as that dog came in.
Mm-hmm.
So just that excited energy coming in changed the whole
Mm-hmm.
entire dynamic of the group. So even though that guy coming in with his play and excitement wasn't bad intentioned, it does
Yeah.
create a lot of instability. I always say, just picture a group of people like me, you, Jim, my wife, a bunch of us got together and we're going to like hang out together and have some wine and chill out. And we're all having a nice time. And then this new person comes in with the keg and is screaming and yelling, ready to watch a sports game. And like, let's start doing keg stands and go crazy. We're like, he doesn't have bad intentions, but it's like,
No.
you're not reading the room, dude. We're not interested in that level of excitement. You're changing it all for us, bringing that
Yeah.
energy into this calm energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Right.
that's kind of what I thought. And I got to tell Jim, you've got to quit babying him.
Yeah.
You've got to take control of him.
Show him this video when it releases, when it comes on YouTube.
Okay.
Just show him the video so you can see it and see that we get him. We understand why he's doing it. But to help the scenario, this is what we have to do so he can enjoy the dogs more.
Yeah.
And you can enjoy him. And
Well, see, I don't think he realizes he does it. I think he
Yeah.
does not realize that he's like when he gets up in the morning and Stryker gets really excited, he comes to say hello instead of just ignoring him and going about his breakfast, and doing his thing. And I think that in Stryker's brain, that's rewarding him for his craziness.
I agree with you. I think there's a layer to this because I hear this a lot. I mean, I do these video calls like this daily for people all over the world, right? And they'll tell me things like this. And a very, very big common theme is the women are trying to do it and the guys are kind of the creating excitement, like not really doing it type of thing. This is just totally a hypothesis that I come up with. I think it's that guys don't really know exactly what to do to get leadership of a dog. They're confused. And I understand because I was too. I was super confused. So when they can't get it, it's like, instead of like showing that I can't really get this leadership with the dog, I'll just redirect that to playing with the dog and having fun with the dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, he's fine. Well, not that big of a deal. But if I like put them on a lie detector, I say, wouldn't you rather have it where this dog like listened to you for real, off leash, like you had good leadership fully, you could take that dog anywhere and do whatever. The guys would be honest, they'd be like, of course I want that, but I just don't know how to do it. I don't even know where to start. I don't want to look stupid in front of my girlfriend or in front of the wife or whatever. So I don't want to like make myself look weak. So I understand them too on that. So it's more of one of, instead of telling him, just be like, hey, I found out that I talked to that Steve guy today. I was really interested in what he was saying. Like, maybe we could try it. Cause I just find that the women like coming up with like, oh, I had this idea or something I heard, or like asking them a question. Would you do this with me if we could do that? Versus telling. I don't know what it is, but a lot of times like the men are just like, since you told me, I'm actually not going to do it. I don't know what it is.
I think with him, it's more that he doesn't want to be mean. And he had another Aussie before, our blind one. And she was very simple to train. He didn't have to be hard with her. She listened to everything from day one, just about. She was a really good dog. And this other one was 1.5 years when we found him abandoned. And he brought him home. And so he's already got some bad habits.
Yeah, I get it. It's a common one in the rescue world too, is like a lot of times the humans go to the emotional world of feeling sorry for and like stuck a little bit in the past, where the dog's like in the moment. It's like, so what's this new place I'm going to be living? And the humans are like, oh, poor dog of your past. The dog's like, what are you talking about? I just feel you uncertain and kind of weak with me. So I guess I'll just take advantage of you. Yeah. So my point is like with a rescue dog, I totally get his mindset of like, I don't want to be mean to a rescue dog. 100% agree. I want to be loving to the rescue dog. And to me, the best way to be loving to a rescue dog is, since you, rescue dog, have never had a calm, confident parent figure in your life, leader, I'm going to provide that for you.
Okay.
So think of it
I
that
can't
way.
wait to show him this.
Yeah, I'm going to be the calm, confident parent for you. You're going to live a full life, blah, blah, blah. And what that's going to mean is there's going to be some structure around here. There's rules to what we do. We do exercise at these times. We don't demand affection. And when we do all those things, our life is great.
Okay. And you were talking about that class. When are those? Because I do want to get into training when I retire. I know that sounds crazy, but that's kind of my retirement.
I think it's crazy. There's a ton of people who actually come to the workshop out in LA who are like recently. We just had a lady who was like a big wig at JP Morgan Chase, like big person at JP Morgan who retired after 50 years. Doing multi-million, billion-dollar deals and all this thing. And she's like, I'm fast. She's like, I mastered like the money, power, fame, success quote world. Now I need to master myself. And I was like, wow, that is so sick that you're doing this. This is amazing. Like, because she's like, I need to learn about myself, my nature. And what was her big struggle when she was there? Overthinking everything. Thinking. She's so think about a banking person. They're in their mind. I gotta think.
Yeah.
What does the dog want you in? And your heart, your spirit, and your instincts.
Yeah.
So that's what she's learning now is heart, spirit, instincts. This is what I'm trying to get like the government people, the business people, the athletes. It's like, cool, do all that money, power, fame stuff, but just know we're all human beings in nature, and that has to be mastered or you're going to live in disorder 100%.
Yes.
No matter how much money you have. And it's like, well, how do you know, Steve? I'm like, as I always say, I've been in their homes and I look at it with my own eyes, and there's a lot of instability.
Yes. Absolutely.
Take it for what it's worth.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Peggy. Great talk. Really, really good questions. Thank you. Have a great one.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That was a really good one. Yeah, I love that too. That she's like she's like, I'm retiring and I want to get into dogs, and let me know when that class is. Like like if I do one for the dog business owners, oh my God, the value I can give people of just figuring this crap out. Number one, going to see all the boarding and daycare and training facilities and seeing what they're doing, things that could be way better, errors they're making and things. And then just trial and error here of what works, what doesn't work, what do clients like, what works for the staff. Like, even if it came to like, if someone wanted to say like, I need help with like making media, like that's another, I could help you till the cows come home with that thing, but we'll figure out what to do with that. I think I'll do one for like just basic dog owners and things like that, and one for professionals, and see how it goes. If it goes well, we'll keep it going. If not, then we'll come up with a new idea, try stuff, right? Who's next? Danny.
Hey, Steve. Hey, how are you doing?
Very good.
Good. I got a couple. I really got one thing on my mind that's been bothering me. Is I've been training dogs for probably, on and off as a hobby, basically, since before Caesar.
That's amazing.
And the issue is that I've always been able to get dogs to do what I want them to do. And maybe it's because of my full-time job, that calm, assertive
What's
attitude.
the full-time job?
I work as a paramedic.
Yeah.
I worked as a paramedic in New York City and New Jersey for 37 years.
Well, thank you.
So
for that.
then I moved
for sure.
Then I moved out to Indiana, and through everything that I've been through with that, I've just always had this calm energy and have been able to get dogs to do what I've asked them to do.
Yeah.
Then I started volunteering some time over at the local humane shelter after I moved here, and was able to get dogs that they told me were hyper and aggressive, and working with them, they were able to be adopted, which was great.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Just kind of giving you a background of where I've been and all this. The dog that I have now, they told me she was 2 days from being put down because she was aggressive. Well, when I watched her, she was more fear and would growl at people, and they thought it was aggressive, so nobody worked with her. Yeah. Now she's sitting in my house.
Yeah.
So the issue is that I started training dogs for a side job because I was asked to through a kennel that I went into, and they go, "Oh, could you train these dogs and this, that, the other thing?" I said, "Listen, I'm going to have to get paid for it. I'll do it as a contractor, because she had 6 dogs that really needed to get trained so she could get them adopted out, and one thing after another." And then my reputation started spreading that I was able to do all this.
Yeah.
And I never even thought about doing it as a side job. This was not something that I really wanted to do. And I've always educated myself. I've always watched your videos. I've watched a ton of videos. I watched Caesar, and watching Caesar before just kind of made me realize what I was doing was the right thing. Always use that positive reinforcement. I've never used negative reinforcement. Is always positive and everything. So when I started to advertise, I started getting these people, well, what kind of certifications do you have? What
Yeah.
about this and what about that? And I'm like, I don't have any certifications. I've taught myself I've probably taught over 100 dogs
Mm-hmm.
and never been bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Yeah. 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 Okay.
um, I'm not saying I'm never going to be bit, but I've never been bit. Um, just things like that. So how would you suggest to handle those people that, oh, I'm certified in this, I'm certified in that? I'm not out to train a military dog. I'm not out to train a law enforcement dog. I want dogs to enjoy their life,
Yeah.
not be fearful, and things like that. That's really all I'm looking to do, is making sure that they walk on the leash fine, because my philosophy is, you're walking through the park with your dog, it should be enjoyable. It shouldn't
Of
be
course.
something that you hate, like, oh, I got to take the dog for a walk and be pulled through the park. And that's kind of where it started with, because I would see people walking through the park and I would say, I can fix that for you. Give me 5 minutes. And within 5-10 minutes, that dog was walking right next to him.
Yep. Yep.
So how do you handle that perspective?
So you're asking, like, when someone calls you for help and they're like, hey, I'm looking to do some dog training. I need help with my dog. And they say, like, what certifications do you have?
No, people that would challenge you because you don't have any certifications.
Well, I would say that I had certifications to them. I've done it. I did the certifications and I realized how pointless they were. So, like, I did one with years ago when I was starting. I was dog walking. I just dog walking. I was doing dog walking and Hoboken, taking packs of dogs around. And I was doing it as an in-between job. I was working for my father's business, like a construction business. I was like, I need something to do. I saw how the dog walkers were walking the dogs, like kind of like you. I was like, I could do something better than this. I feel I could do like a more training walk kind of thing. Cool. So I started doing that. And then my clients were pushing me to do the training, because a lot of like my walking clients were hiring trainers and they were like trying to get results. They couldn't get results. The trainers were giving them ridiculous things to do. And I would hear what they were saying and I would say, do this instead. And it would work. Kind of like what you're doing. It's like things are working. You're seeing the results happen. They pushed me to do it. So I said, all right, if I'm going to be a dog trainer, I got to have certifications. I don't know what that means, where I go, what it is. So I looked who were the main ones. I saw one. So I signed up and it was like, how long have you been working with dogs? What have you done? How many years? Da, da, da. And then it was like, send in a check and go take this test at a testing center. So I did it, sent in the check, went to a testing center. It was like 250 questions and you had to get 177 out of whatever, right? Out of 250. And you were a certified dog trainer. So I did it and I got the certification. For me, it didn't matter. Like, no one even asked me. No one even cared. I think it was because I was also seen already walking the dogs around Hoboken. People knew who I was. That was definitely a factor in it. And I wasn't really like promoting myself as some trainer and like doing all that stuff. And if people come after me now, so if you're asking like right now, someone says like, well, what are your certifications? I mean, one I can say is like, I'm certified by the dog whisperer himself. You can ask him and he'll sort of like, he'll say like, yeah, you're certified. Like, yeah, you know what you're doing. Like, kind of thing. But then there's like, well, he's not certified. And I'm like, yeah, he's technically not, but he's also not I don't consider myself a dog trainer, right? So I consider myself someone who rehabilitates dogs and trains people, right? That's the other thing. So when people come after me and say anything, mine is just, what is my certification? My results over and over for 15 years. I've shown it. I've posted it. I've talked about it. I think also like the confidence in which I talk and the certainty, I think I like do a decent job of showing that I know this stuff, that people don't really challenge me on those things anymore. Because at the end of the day, it's what do you know? Because why is it like we're in a very weird time in society where the so-called experts, the ones who spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to vet behavior school, in my opinion, not all, but most, don't know what the hell dog psychology is. They don't even understand dogs. They don't even understand how to apply it, how to get it. It's all through medication, through these. It's like, that's a certification. Let it be. So long story short, I'm basically saying with those people, they're a bunch of noise.
Right. Yeah.
What's really happening in the real time in reality is a human, you, is going to help another human to learn about how to connect with that dog. And if it works, that's amazing. One option would be if it becomes a big freaking deal around your thing and like people are saying, oh, he's not certified, blah, 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 just go get one. Like, just go to one of these places and get one. And man, I'm certified by them. So what else?
Right.
Just to like get them out of the way if that's a problem. For me, it was never a problem. Again, but like for whatever reason, where I in my journey in New Jersey, New York, I really just don't deal with it. I really don't deal with any of that certification crap. You know, it's like because when I explain what the certification actually was, they're like, oh, that's all it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them they make you go to a school, but a lot of them are online courses. How can you be a certified dog trainer by learning things on videos and books? I just don't understand it.
Yeah, that's like trying to do my job and learn online. You just can't do that, you know.
No. It's like yeah. Tell them, like, okay, I learned everything what to do, and now you show up at the scene and there's chaos happening. Can you be calm?
Right.
They can't read that in a book. You got to be able to actually do it.
I mean, I just finished 2 Akitas, where they had a 4-month-old Akita and a 4-year-old Akita, and the 4-year-old was trying to attack the younger one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I walked in there, calm, assertive, and all that stuff, and probably within 2 sessions, now they're sleeping together, they're walking together, they're really doing a good job. The one that I'm having the most challenge with is a Belgian German Shepherd mix.
Yeah.
A lot of energy. But they've said that since I've started working with them, the dog is completely changed. Like they don't pay attention to it when it walks in their house because it was jumping, it was doing all that stuff. Yeah. And I said, and now it sits when they walk in the house. So
yeah. That's great. So you're accomplishing it. You're getting results. So this is the other thing I would say too, is potentially getting people to film things of what you're doing.
Okay.
That was a huge one for me because it's like the proof's in the pudding. See it with your own eyes.
Right.
Here's the, like what did I do in the beginning of my career? That's actually a good point. I didn't even think about telling you this. When I remember posting when Instagram was a 15-second video was the max you could post.
Right.
Max. That was all you could post on Instagram. I used to post 7 seconds of the dog before, 8 seconds of the dog after. That's it. Here's the owner with the dog before the session. Here's the owner at the end. Boom.
Right.
Before, after. How can you argue with that?
Right.
That's the proof is in the pudding.
And then I was posting a few things on a Facebook page, and somebody said, quit using AI to write your articles. And I'm like, first of all, I lecture quite a few places, and I've done quite a few lectures, and so I know better than to have AI look at my lectures. But I'll research everything and then just type it up from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's challenging when you do that. You put yourself out in public, and you said it many times that sometimes it's a pain in the butt to really do that. So
you're dealing with the beginning phase of it, and it's like this industry, for whatever reason, like these they're like there's like these gatekeeper type of people. It's like who are just like, who are you? Think you're coming a dog trainer? No. Like those are just, don't even bother with those people. Is my point. It's just a waste of time, and they're not really doing much. If they have as much time, I used to say back in the day when I was walking these dogs and doing training, I'm like, how do these people have time to go online and just talk shit? I don't understand how they can have time for that. Like I can't even compete. I didn't have the time to even compete with them, so I didn't even bother. I'm just like, go ahead, do your thing. It's just a bunch of noise. And they're going to try to bring you down. This industry is without a doubt going to attack you. I used to have them from like every once in a while, this guy would come out of nowhere. It's hilarious that a lot of them come from like the positive only and force free community. They come from there and they're like attacking the hell out of you, which is punishment, by the way. So they punish you to do what? To try to get a result of you don't train dogs anymore. I don't want you doing it because I don't like you, because you're another person in here. And if you don't exactly agree with me, that means you're a threat to me. Like, that's all in your mind, person. Why don't you worry about yourself and what you're doing and start going out and getting results? This is the other thing I used to do to combat all them. I'd be like, cool, where can I see your results?
Right. Okay.
And I posted mine. Here they are. Where can I hear what you're saying? I hear what you're saying. You think I'm a piece of shit. You think I'm no good. You think I'm an abuser. You think I'm terrible, blah, blah, blah. Got it. I understand you. Could I just see where your stuff is so I could understand? If you even want to give them the time of day. But those people, like on Instagram, when I see that, they're not even willing to have a conversation. As soon as I find out they're not interested in learning anything, restricted, blocked. I don't have time. Like,
Right.
you're not interested in discussing this. So what's the point?
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Is there, would you have any classes like Caesar does, or do you have anything coming up that
Yeah, I'm
I
planning
would be able to come out to? Because
Yeah.
that I would really, I mean, I would love to work with Caesar.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get out there.
Yeah.
I'd actually made plans to do it, and it just didn't. They fell
Yeah, I
through.
get it. I get it.
But
I do. I don't have anything concrete yet, but it is without a doubt the place. It's like the biggest thing that I realized when I was out there. I was like, I got to do this in the Northeast for sure at my place
Yes.
eventually. So we're working on like cleaning some things up. And once I have that clean up with the media and all this stuff, and once that's done, we're going to start planning some in-person stuff. Because I just think it's also going to be very important with this age of AI where everyone's going to be more isolated, more stuck in their homes, more like by themselves, to like create these more community things of like in person with animals and nature, and like give people a place to do that and practice that stuff.
Okay.
So I'll announce it for sure when that happens, without a doubt.
Great, because not only can I come out and see you, I'll come out and see some of my friends.
Yeah, see all your friends out here. Exactly.
Yeah.
Really good. All right, Danny, but I would just say keep up the good work of what you're doing. You can feel your energy. Believe it or not, Caesar uses paramedics as an example, right? So
yeah.
He talks about the calmness of paramedic, right? So he always says, imagine you got into a car crash and your paramedics show up and they're like, oh my God, this is really bad. I don't know if you're going to survive, but we're going to try our best. So good luck. Like that person would have a meltdown in that moment.
Right.
What do? You guys show up calm, no matter how chaotic the thing is. I'm bringing calmness and confidence to deal with this situation. Right. So you have training in it. And this is good for the public and all you guys watching to see of someone who, to a degree, was forced to do it because of your career, of had to learn calmness and confidence, and just having that energy alone, how much of an asset it's been to you in working with dogs. Such an asset. It's huge. Yeah. So thank you, Danny, for talking with us. I appreciate that. And I'll keep you posted. We'll keep it posted. I'll definitely put some announcements when those things are going to start happening.
I greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, man. Be good. Take care.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. Really cool. That's one to see, guys. Look, Danny basically says, I've been a paramedic my whole career. And through my calmness and confidence, I've been able to achieve a ton with dogs. If you notice, he didn't say like my training methods and my techniques and my tools and my this. Through my calmness and through my confidence, I've been able to do a lot with dogs. Why? The energy is first. Energy, rules, boundaries, limitations, then affection. So he's doing it all in that order. Done deal. So who's next? Let's go. Sarah.
Sir. Ruby, it's okay. So that's sorry about that. My dog. Sorry about that. Ruby.
So for the audience, I'm curious if anybody knows what type of bark are we hearing right now?
That is, sorry about that. She's been
Don't
like
be sorry.
that
It's
since
a good
she's
example.
been attacked. She was my service dog, and I lived in an apartment complex, and a lot of the personnel there would not leash their dogs. So it led to her constantly getting attacked. And then finally one day, whenever I took her out to a client's house, he had a big property. It was all fenced in. His dogs were in a different location. Ruby got too close to the fence and got bit, and her eye got bit out. Ever since then, she's very, very reactive on leash. I have tried working with her. She was getting better up until she got lunged at again at a restaurant by a bully, some type of bully.
Yeah. So are you still doing service work with her?
No, not anymore, because since that last attack, she's now even more aggressive. She was getting better because I've been watching you and learning a lot from the calmness and using that to help her. I'm just at a loss now because I'm getting tired of, I redirect her energy. I remain calm, and I usually can get her calmed down in about 5 seconds. But I want to know how to best help her, because I do know it's PTSD. I've lived with it for many, many years, and she has helped me through that, and I want to help her. I just don't know how to.
I love that. That's amazing. Okay. So the reason I was asking the audience, I was like, what do you guys think of that bark? What do you think that bark is? It's an alerting bark, and it's a little bit of a nervous bark. You can hear it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Like that's I'm worried and I'm alerting. So you could tell, is she a more nervous dog, a more back of the pack sensitive kind of dog?
Since the attacks, yes. She used to be a very, very wild-rounded dog. Kids could play with her. You know, people could stomp their feet, and just some incidences have happened in her life have caused her to become more of a nervous dog. But she used to be a very, very well-rounded dog. Like I
So
said,
the
she was
biggest
my
problem,
service dog.
so the biggest problem right now is the reactivity on the leash since she's been attacked.
Yes. Yes, that is the biggest problem. It's more so around my apartment complex. I have since then moved because of those issues, but I don't know if it's a me problem.
Do you have
or
her right there, the dog?
Say that again.
Is she right there? Can we see her?
Ruby, come here. Let me get her real fast. Come here, baby girl. Come. Good girl. Come here.
That was a good point, Linda. I saw.
Come. Ruby. Thank you. Good girl. There she is, and you can see her eye. Let me see.
Oh, yeah.
See?
Okay, yeah. So this guy see the eyes? See the eyes?
It was partially my fault on why she got attacked, but I was very thankful that I was able to get that pit bull to let go of her.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so here's the thing: do you see this dog as more middle of the pack or back of the pack? Is she more sensitive, or do you think she's more like happy-go-lucky, playful dog? Like, which one do you think she's more of?
She used to be an extremely playful dog. We used to call her a little jokester because how she helped me through my issues was she would actually encourage me to laugh. She'd get all up in my face when I get triggered, like she is right now, because I'm actually a little nervous. So what she's doing is she's actually calming me down.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So this is just her. She's kind of, I would say, more mid-range pack because she sees me as alpha. But like if I get onto the cats or the cats are doing something, I've tried to train it out of her, but she's always getting in between them, separating any fights or anything of that nature.
Okay. So since the attacks, has she been with other dogs at all?
Yes, but lately, like I said, after March, because that happened in March with the dog that lunged at us, she's now like, no, I really just, especially black dogs. Yes, I know, baby. Thank you. Good girl.
Okay. And where do you live, by the way?
I live in Texas.
Like anywhere near Dallas?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay.
I live like maybe about 30-ish minutes from Dallas, depending on traffic.
There's two sides to this. So number one is we have to, for you individually, you can't feel bad for her or sorry for her or focus on the incidents that happened. As hard as that's going to be, because she's not focused on them. Obviously they affected her, but she's not like thinking about them and worried about them and what's happening. She's just going to be more cautious in that moment where another dog is there because of her memory is I've been attacked and it didn't end the best way for me.
Yeah.
Right. So my point is if you're walking with her and I'm not saying you do, but if your mind starts going into like, oh God, that dog, and I hope they're not going to attack, she's going to feel that 100% and say, so I've been attacked out here on my own. Well, I was with mom, but I've been attacked. And now mom also doesn't feel good either. This is the worst. I have no one to like guide me and show me what to do. I have no one to like lean into who feels calm and confident that I can rely on. You know what I'm saying? So something to think about for you when you go on that walk is to be in like calmness, confidence, feeling proud of yourself, feeling good, and being like, we're going on a walk. And you're her motivational coach. Like, I got you. I know you're feeling nervous. I know you're worried about dogs humming. That's not going to happen anymore. We're going to go for a good walk. I'm going to keep you protected and safe. So bring that energy to it, because that's going to be one of like, I feel good walking with mom when she feels like that.
So what you're saying is I need to work on my trigger to boot, because I was there and I witnessed what it looked like. I'm going to tell you that was not a pretty aftermath.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, the problem with the pit bull thing, by the way, in society, just for everybody understands, is it's an amazing breed. What happens is people don't understand the dog's genetics. So they get those dogs and they do all the same shit they're doing wrong with dogs is they charge them up and get them excited. And when you get those guys excited, whoever the owners are or whatever it is, when you get those guys excited, if you understand epigenetics, you're turning on genes that can get very intense. So I'm trying to get the public to say why calmness, confidence, following. If you get the dog, I have a 100-pound American bulldog, unneutered, amazingly calm, respectful dog. Yeah,
well, the dog that actually bit her actually almost killed a baby goat too, and had bitten other dogs.
This is the other thing. I want to talk about this real quick, just so I can tell the audience, and then we'll finish with yours. This is a problem with breeding in the public. So now what's happening with these with the pit bulls and the American bullies and all that? You get these dudes who are saying, "I want we're going to breed the biggest, the strongest, and the most aggressive. That's what we want." So that's extremely, extremely unethical breeding that's happening. So the bloodlines that are being passed on are the ones that do have more of the gene of like predatory gene. And that's the problem. Like, so that when you said that about he went for a goat and he went for this, it's likely that they're breeding that thing. So if you think about it, I'm breeding the dogs who have a little bit of that predatory thing. And then when I get them, I'm going to charge them up. It's like, talk about the worst case scenario for that breed. Because now what's going to happen is going to be a lot more. And then people are just going to say pit bulls are this. That's what society is happening. I'm like, it's not the freaking dogs. It's the people. And to me, those power breeds are just the ones that are like, we're getting the most consequence from them because of the most powerful. So you make the big ones unstable. Yeah. If I make yours unstable, I might get nipped in my leg or take a little bite, but whatever. I'm not going to die. So anyway, that was just my point with that. So yes, you working on your triggers, but this is a way that you guys can both help each other. This is what I'm saying is she might be a different type of service dog for you than the one you expected.
Especially now that she's, the way
she might be saying, hey, so mom, the one you wanted me to be is a little bit difficult for me to be that type of service dog. But the one that challenges you to deal with your triggers and practice calmness and breathing and come up with tools and techniques to stay calm and see the thoughts when they're happening and all that stuff. That's what I'm going to provide to you, because when you do that stuff, I'm going to get better.
She actually, I've noticed that she will come and walk right in front of me and just stand like she's been trained, or she'll come and jump on me, which is telling me, hey, pause, stop, breathe. So I know she's still working and she's still alerting to me.
Yeah.
Which I guess that's where she's trying to tell me what you're telling me is, hey, refocus your thoughts to being positive.
Yep. So that might be step one of what she's teaching you about. Then you learn how to do that, and now you can truly help her.
Okay.
So it's for her helping you to see that, and then you can now come up with strategies and things to work on for yourself, is going to in turn help her. So what a great service she did.
She is a wonderful service dog. She has really helped giving me so much of my life back.
That's amazing. See what dogs can do for us. So now that she's done that for you, now what she's asking to you, saying, Mom, I want you now to show me a calmer side, a more confident side, one that's dealing with your triggers a little bit more. I believe you can do it, Mom. I want to see you do it. And when you do it, I'm going to be so happy because I can now be a calm follower with you.
I will work on that. Thank you so much for your input.
Really good, Sarah. All right. Keep me posted how it's going. Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Sarah. Have a good one.
You too.
Take care. That was a nice one. You can see it, right? You can see the dog's eyes when she came onto the screen. That's the reason I said the barking thing is assessing, evaluating. I'll do that at the where I'll be like, hey, what bark do you hear there? Because it's fun to understand what are the different barks. Is it a dominant bark? Is this a bark of territoriality? This is a nervous bark, tense bark, anxious bark. What is that dog saying with his energy as he's being vocal? Because most people just say, my dog barks. It's like, well, is he alerting? Is he territorial? Is he excited? Is he being dominant? What's he doing? Another thing, just before we bring on the next caller, it's one that's interesting too to think about, because she was talking about the predatory thing and this and that. There's really three that people get confused about dog aggression a lot, of what actually dog aggression is. So there's usually one of three, and the two that people get confused on is a dog it looks like aggression, but is actually being dominant. That could be a dog who's like, boo, telling a dog what to do. It's like, he's being aggressive. He's really being dominant, meaning he's trying to take the lead and get a result and tell somebody what to do. So there's that. And then there's also dogs who are competitive, which can turn into what looks like aggression. So like you picture two dogs who are going to compete for the ball, compete for who's going to run to that place faster and all that. That can turn into stuff and things like that. But it doesn't mean it's aggression. It's more competition that looks like aggression. Real aggression is, a dog with high prey drive who truly wants to kill a small animal, right? Real aggression is a fearful dog who says, if you get close enough, I'm going to fucking destroy your arm. As I say every F word, Andre's in the back probably like, oh God, another freaking mute that I have to do on the long form. And then, well, he said it does his job, right? But yeah, just to understand that too. So I'm not trying to confuse you guys, but just to know, like when I'm looking at things, I'm like, all right, so is this dog like coming in? Like, what's he saying? Is he trying to say, this is my human and I'm dominant and this is how it goes kind of thing? Is he saying I'm a nervous dog and I'll bite you severely because I'm so nervous, or I want to kill that animal? Or is the dog just saying like, row, I want to compete. I want to, give me that ball back. Is it a competition? Then we have to work on the level of competition where they could compete and things like that. So not to confuse you guys, but I'm just primed because I was just out with Caesar for 5 days of things that I was like, oh yeah, what a good point. That's another good one. That's a good one to remind them of. I'm just trying to remember as many as I can and give them to you guys. All right. Who's the next one? Who's the next victim? What's up, Wade? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Where are you from?
I'm in San Diego.
Nice. I was just out there on the West Coast.
Yeah, I heard LA. Not the best spot to be. You got to come down.
No. Wasn't the best. I wish I was more south down by you. But so what's up? How can I help you?
Coincidentally, I'm the guy with the big scary bully. I know they're not as scary as they're cracked up to be, but he's good with dogs. And he's chewing up a box right now, so he might be a little annoying in the background. But he's good with dogs, even ones that have attacked him. He's still thought they could be friends, kind of thing. Like it was pretty rough, but
it sounds like he's in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, he's good on that front, but when it comes to people, he's actually a celebrity. He gets the opposite reaction from people when we go out.
Yeah.
So he gets a whole lot of attention. Everybody wants to pet him and run up on him and stuff. And he used to love it, but I think he's reaching he's 2.5 years old. So he's, I think he's in his like teenage kind of phase or something, but he's definitely gotten out of that. And
what's the age? What's the age you said? I'm sorry. What was the age?
2.5.
Okay. So what happens now?
So now he does not like anybody walking out. Oh, he's super protective of me. If anybody walks up to shake my hand or do anything, he's already staring at him. He's already sitting down on guard. Anybody walks up to us on a dog beach, and because one came up to him and almost nipped at him, and the owner came up to apologize and everything. Yeah. But he came up. It was a big guy. He walked up to us, and my boy was on guard. He was circling us. He was making sure, hey, stay back, But he's like that with everyone now. He takes no pets. Even if they come up with a treat, he'll take the treat and act cool for a bit. But then it's like, okay, you got to back up. I need my space, kind of thing. We don't know where it really came from. We do have him set up for a little boot camp and stuff, to a board and train kind of deal, just to try and figure it out. But we're not sure.
By you over there?
Yeah, it's this place called Snug. I don't know. It's a big facility over here. So we're not sure how to catch these reactions because they're so fast. He'll act calm for a bit, and everything will be okay. Somebody can walk up, we can pat him on the shoulder or say hi or whatever, but his reactions are immediate. We have an e-collar on him, but we don't know how to catch him.
Okay. It sounds like to me like he never really enjoyed it. He might have tolerated it and been okay with it for a time, but then it might be like, now that I have these hormones and stuff, I can actually tell you people to stop touching me. It's interesting that I'm saying this because we had one of these guys at the workshop, like 150-pound bully guy and all this thing, right? And during the class, I actually took him from the students and I was like, put him away right now. Because I actually said the thing, I was like, this guy is going to tolerate you guys dicking around with him a little bit, like acting like leader, like being pushy with him and all that until he doesn't tolerate it anymore. Yeah. So it's interesting as I was saying that, I was thinking that, when you were talking about this guy is yeah, he'll let you pat him and push him and hi, and make the wrong mistakes. People are excited coming up to him and he'll be like, yeah, this is not bad. I'm young, whatever. Not that fun. But I don't like this anymore. I'm starting to feel uncomfortable about this. Everyone touching me and coming in my space. I'm a big freak. He's a male, obviously, right? He's a male? Yeah, male. Yep. Right? Is he neutered?
Intact too, so
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you have a huge guy who's unneutered, who's basically being like, I've been tolerating everybody touching me and stuff, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. Because again, like I haven't watched all the interactions from when he was young all the way to now. They might have been like seem fine, but there might have been moments where he's like, yeah, I'm tolerating. Because that's the thing. A lot of dogs puppies and younger dogs, adolescents will tolerate a lot. And to the humans, it's like, yeah, they're fine with it. It's good. And then the hormone shift, and then you find out, oh, they actually weren't so cool with that. I didn't realize. So anyway, from that point, what I would say right now, I would not let people come up to him right now.
Yeah, we don't. He looks even scarier, but we do tell people we have a do not pet sign and make sure people stay back. So
what happens if you like let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a quick question. So if you're standing there, like you're standing on the street in San Diego, and I walk up to you and I'm like, hey, yo, wait, let me ask you, like, what's up, dude? And you're like turned around, like, what's your dog gonna do?
He would not like it. He would not like you. He'd keep his eyes focused on you. He'd wait for eye contact for sure to go
from me.
Crazy. Yeah. He's a big eye contact guy. But yeah, he'd be on guard fully.
Okay, so that's what you need help with in those moments is to snap him out of it when he gets fixated. He starts getting this fixated and starting to try to grab eye contact with people. So when he's like I say, hey, hold on, he starts like, no, snap out of it. That's so exactly how to do that. That's hard to say without seeing him and watching you guys and stuff. So I'm not sure exactly the technique or the tool in that moment. But what needs to happen is when he starts his fixation and all that stuff and like, what's that guy saying? Snap out of it. Come over here. You're not allowed to even look at that guy.
Yeah. We try to get him to turn around and look at me and everything. We've tried that one, but he's super focused. You can even take his head and he'll still be twisting his eyeballs just to see the person.
Is he biting? Is he trying to bite?
Sometimes he'll nip at people. Like we did I heard you mention it earlier in an earlier conversation to ignore. And we left him with a sitter once, and she had a repairman come in, and she explained to him, just ignore the boy and everything will be fine. Walked around. He did, and then he lifted his hand to point at something in the wall and go to try jumping up and nipping at him. So he was so on guard that he was following the guy, even ignoring. And then that's the
part that has to be nipped in the bud. That has to be nipped in the bud is when he starts that crap. Yeah. You're like almost mind reading him if he's like, he hasn't done anything yet, but he's starting to fixate. And look at that guy.
The only way I can
you either have to redirect or snap out of it.
E-collar, right? I'm assuming.
Nah, there's other things we can definitely do, but it's like it depends. Like, so it also depends how far he's gone with this. Like, do I need to bring somebody there who he can like move forward on, and we can snap him out of moving forward? That might be the first step. Then it's like now when you're sitting here, because my point is if he started to move forward on somebody or like, whoa, no, boom, send him all the way back. Then he's like, from here next to dad, if I move forward, there's consequence for that. Got it. So I should stay back here. At least you get him to stay back here. And then from here, now I'm dealing with, don't stare at that guy. When he's looking, I might use just a leash and put some pressure, move the head away, guide him away, stop staring, snap him out of it if he starts growling or starts getting to this. Because in my opinion, as soon as he's like, la, 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 and he looks and he starts staring at them, he's starting to escalate, even though he hasn't moved his body yet. His mind is escalating. You see it?
Right.
Like, so he's like, picture him 0. Hey, what's up, Wade? He's like, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. And then they're like, go just shake your hand and leave. Don't touch him. It was all happening.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, it was all happening, but like it was happening without the physical movement. It was happening in here.
Yeah.
But we weren't doing anything about it. And then so he got to that point, and then the movement happens. The person does a little something, and then I can move that because now I'm escalated.
Yeah, you can't really see it up front because he's always sitting facing the other way. But yeah, I can tell that's what's going through his mind.
What do you mean by he's sitting facing the other way? I'm trying to picture it.
So like yesterday, as an example, we walk around this lake around here, and a lady walked up. Usually it's just men, but now even women. So a lady walked up, asked how old he was and stuff, and she was a good distance away, like 10, 15 feet. And she asked how old he was, and he's growled a little bit. So he was sitting next to me in a heel. He was doing good. And then, yeah, even staring down at him, I couldn't see the expressions in his face like you're talking about, but he was very attentive and focused.
Did you hear what I was saying before this about the aggression? It's like dominance, competition, or aggression kind of thing. I don't know if you heard that part.
A little bit.
But it was, this is sad. We have to decide. You have to tell me. You tell me. Do you think this guy is doing it because he's afraid of people, or is he doing it because he's trying to control people?
I think it's because he's afraid of people. Because it seems like he's on guard.
Because my point is, he could be afraid of people and still be being dominant about it. You know what I mean? He could be like, I see myself in the pack as one ahead of Wade, right? So I'm not that confident though of being in that position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be proactive. I can still hear you. I'm going to be proactive until Wade takes over and takes control of the situation. So my point is I'm going to be proactive and make sure that person doesn't move. I'll move forward. I'll lunge. I'll do my thing towards them because I'm actually a little unsure and I have to tell this person, don't come too close. So this is why I'm saying, well, don't just focus on the his issues with people on the leash type thing. Also focus on when you're inside the house, just you and him. If you tell him to do stuff, does he do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if he comes up to you, and demands affection, tell him, no, I disagree. I don't want that. So make sure you're able to achieve like full leadership with him, make him do stuff. He can't demand affection throughout the day with him. Make sure you bring the exercise pretty good for when you bring him out on the walk, like drain him, then bring him to a walk where there might be people and stuff. One last thing I'll give you is you might want to consider, I'm not sure what motivates him more. Look, the number one motivating thing to a dog is the leader. Just to remind everybody here, number 2 and 3 in whatever order, depending on the dog, is going to be food or toys. So like food or play. So you might see with your guys, he loves food or he loves like playing or whatever it is. Let's just say it's food. Let's hypothetically say it's food. That can get to the point once we snap him out of it for staring at people, fixating on people. He's going to say like, well, they don't want me to do that. What the hell? This sucks when people come up. I just can't do anything. They make me uncomfortable, blah. That's where you can start redirecting things of saying, oh, actually, when people talk to us, that's when you get the piece of steak.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So then he starts changing his mentality to, I hope someone says hello to us so dad gives me some steak.
Yeah, that's a good one. Because we've been more focused on telling him no, not to do
Yeah, right. It's like more of like equal this. So these are the steps. This is just really quick to break it down. Step 1 is going to be overall leadership with you and your whole entire life with him. Make sure you're on top of that. Step 2, you're going to, when he starts fixating and staring at people, we have to nip that in the bud. We're not doing that anymore. Okay, what can I do? Person comes and you nip it in the bud. He's just like, I'm not sure what to do. That in that moment, that's where you might reach in your pocket, bring out the piece of beef jerky, his scent. What? Pay him. He's like, wait, what the hell is that all about? And then reps of that starts becoming, hey, what's up, Wade? And he looks to you. Do I get steak? Then later on, we can shape that to people he knows approaching, and then they give him the food, and they become like the model for him. And then it goes to strangers who throw it on the floor and da.
Okay.
Keep me posted. Keep me posted on that. Like, keep me posted on it. I know you're sending him to the training and all that, but if you have any questions about that, shooting us an email. If you have anything about that or anything else, other things, we can help you with that for sure.
All right. Thank you. We'll do.
All right, man. Good talking with you. Take care.
You too. Have a good one.
Right. We got to look at the black screen at the end there, but whatever. It's still, you can still hear and understand the whole concept of what it is there. I hope you guys are getting value out of these. And the main thing I want you to see is like kind of how I'm breaking it down. Like, if you notice when people ask me something about the dogs, like I'm writing a bunch of shit, the things that are important to me. So what I write here, Wade's from San Diego, has big, scary bully. I put in quotes, 2.5-year-old. He's sending him to this facility, nervous of people, guarding. Like, it's just, what are the main things? Now I have this. That's what he's told me. There's certain questions I have, like, what is he like with it? What does he do there? And has he ever done this? What if you do that? Blah, 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 blah. My point I'm saying with this, anyone who's just going to like listen to that and just give, this is what you should do, that's unethical as far as I'm concerned, because you don't even know what the hell you're giving information to. I'm very hesitant to give certain information if I don't know the full picture, because I think it's from doing this long enough and enough people to know that by saying certain things, it can confuse others. And I think some trainers come on here and are like, oh, they learn something new about like resource guarding. And they're like, do this with resource guarding. And it's like, you don't know enough to realize that can get somebody bit in another scenario kind of thing, you know? So just as I always say, even with me, second guess me, look it up, read more about it. Like, I saw Suzanne. You asked if I was doing fundamentals too. I can't. I want to. So Caesar does 5 days, 2 days off, and then another 5 days, which is fundamentals too. I told him I can only commit to one right now, just because I have a 2-year-old, a 6-month-old, a growing business. I have my own dogs. I have a lot of shit going on, and not to mention like all this media doing. It's just I said I could give you 5 days. And that's it. That's all I can give you right now. So he totally understands, and hopefully I can do more in the future. But I told him, I was like, I'm really trying to get things done over here so we can start doing workshops over here too. So everyone doesn't have to go to LA to do the workshop. So they can come to New York to do one. And they also do them in Florida every now and then too. So those are good ones to go to. Who's next?
Hi,
Stacey.
good afternoon. Thank you for your time today.
My pleasure. How can I help you?
So we have a new young 12-week-old Havanese poodle mix.
I can see the fur a little bit right there.
She's right here.
Yep. Yeah.
So I am a brand new dog owner. I've never had dogs before. My husband did. It seems like everybody's had dogs except me. But I'm pretty determined to try to, have a happy life with a happy dog.
Just so you know, Stacey, all these people who had dogs probably don't know about dogs either. So you're in the same place as them. You're probably better off because you haven't learned the wrong things yet.
Yeah, I'm trying my best. I'm like, less is more.
Yeah. Exactly. So how can I help you with this one?
Yeah, so we live in kind of like a rural sort of property. So most of our time is in our yard and things like that. And we have backyard chickens. And so with the dog, my first thinking was, okay, desensitize her to the chickens. So, they're not chasing them, right? Yes. So we're just kind of sitting and watching them. But what I didn't anticipate was her love of the droppings, the chicken poop in the yard. So I don't know how much of that is a normal puppy exploring or a
Very
behavior
normal.
that I can kind of
Very normal.
guide.
Very normal. It's just going to be one where you're going to have to deal with that in the beginning. Like the puppies, you got to realize puppies, they don't have hands like us to touch things.
Right.
Like my son is just like, what's this? And touching the whole thing.
Of course.
Puppies are like, what's that thing? And to them like that, this is chewy, as gross as it is to us.
It's disgusting to me.
But the little Tootsie Rolls on the ground, it's disgusting, but they like it.
Right.
So it's just one where she's saying, explore. I want to touch things and put them in my mouth. That I don't care if you want it or not. We just have to create a rule. We don't put our nose and touch these things. And the boundary is you stay away from it. Bottom line. So when she's starting to go on a leash, there's different things you can do with this. But with a puppy, you could use the leash. She starts going to things now. Boop, now. Boop. No, boop. And then when eventually she stops and she's like looks to you, that's when you redirect and give her food or something. So don't eat that crap. Okay. You can eat these things, right?
Yeah.
Just know that it can be a little bit of an obsessive thing if it starts. Like I don't want to eat those things. Depending on the obsession, that's the level of interruption you're gonna need. So like my American Bulldog came to me. I found this out after, but this is things why it matters what happens at the puppies too. I'd be curious to find out what they did with yours too. Because with mine, when I got Marty, my American Bulldog, he was very into like things on the ground, rocks, little pebbles, wanted to touch everything. But it was like way more than most puppies. So I was just like, what? I was like, do me a favor. Can you send me a video of how you used to do feeding with the dogs? And sure enough, they would put a big thing out with all the kibble, like all over the place. And the dogs would like, try to eat the food and all this, right?
They're scavenging,
So they were conditioned in very young age to compete with your brothers and sisters and eat as much shit on the floor as you can. No pun intended, by the way. When I said that.
Yeah,
but eat as much things on the floor as you can.
Yeah.
Right. So with that, I had to be a little bit more firm with him, not because he wasn't understanding what I was asking of him, because it was obsessive. It was like, he would be like, when is he not looking?
Right. There's a split second between her sniffing the grass and finding something.
Yes.
So it's hard to, and then you're supposed to keep your head up and enjoying your walk and your time. And I'm like,
I know. So
it's hard.
That's one where we're certain of them. So what I do with Marty, believe it or not, I was able to deal with him when I was next to him. I know what to do, so I would be able to like have the leash. No, boom, no, boom, touch, no.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, but then he would say he figured out if I could just get a little bit away from him, like outside
Right.
or whatever, then I can go do my thing. So I was like,
Yeah.
so my problem is distance of being able to get him. So I either could do long line, but then he was still in like, yeah, you're watching an attached type thing.
Right.
So for him, I put a vibrate collar on him.
Okay.
So then I just kept the remote in my pocket and I let him do it. I'd be like, I gotta go eat that thing. And then as he's eating it, I'd be like,
Wow.
spit it out.
Yeah.
So it just became
Okay.
not as fun for him to do it. You know, it was just
Right.
like the thing happens and I get, and then when I spit it out, it stops. And when I did, just so you know, when I did that, I actually didn't say anything in that moment because I wanted to be related to the poop on the ground. Not to
Right.
me, because he understood through me, I don't want you eating stuff on the ground. He's like, I got it from you. But when you're not
Right.
looking, you're not paying attention,
Yeah.
that means you're related to it. So when you're not here, that means I can eat it.
Right.
So I just set it up to be like, okay, I'm paying attention. I'm over there. And I look at the, I was like, I see him doing it. And I was like, and,
Right.
and then he would be like, all right, I'm going to go over there now and try that rock.
Yeah.
Over there.
Because she would get it in her mouth, and if I approach, then it's a game. You know, come
running,
chase
yeah.
me. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like, we're not doing that.
yeah. I know. It's one that I'm not the biggest fan of like putting remote collars on puppies and stuff, but like a vibrate collar for that particular thing, it's not going to traumatize the puppy. It's vibrate, especially for like not so sensitive puppy. Oh, what's that?
No.
Like,
Yeah.
it's not that big of a deal, and it could give you the ability to interrupt at a distance. You know,
Yeah.
that's why I like that tool. Like I use the remote really for like things at a distance. If I want to create a boundary at a distance, right?
Right.
Without a leash. If I want to get the dog, if I want to interrupt the dog at a distance where I don't have a leash and I can't get to them, I can still say, hey, tap, right? So it's like
Right.
those type of things. I'm not like promoting that thing, but just to understand how I would really use that. And that's one. So I'm not like e-collar trainer. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah.
but that tool is a remote, so I can use it at a distance for things. So that's where I can interrupt them at a distance. I'm going to try that.
Well, think about it. Thank you for the recommendation.
Yeah, something to consider. And I would just start though first with the leash and just be like,
Yeah.
no, you can even consider the compressed air spray.
Oh,
Every time she touches
make it uncomfortable.
yeah, spray just to deter. You're just deterring her. At the end of the day, when operant conditioning, punishment is one side and reinforcement is the other side. Like it's
Sure.
just, I wish I used a different word than punishment, because like humans hear punishment and they think it's like the worst thing in the world. They think of like the disciplinarian spanking. You know what I mean?
Like an interruption in their pleasure, you know?
Punishment reduces behaviors, reinforcement increases behaviors. That's all that shit means. That's all it means. So my point is, what you're doing is you're technically, yes, you're going to punish her for eating crap on the floor, but so low level. That's not going to affect her. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yes, we have to tell you we disagree. Other people who say you never punish a dog are going to say redirect. I'm going to say, are you prepared to do redirection for the rest of your life? When there's food, because you better have your chicken, your treats, your beer, whatever, when that's there.
Yeah.
And just know that that's also an option still.
Sure.
You see it. So the point of like telling her we disagree with that and in quote punishing it through air blowing in her fur, like
I think she'll be okay.
I think she'll survive. You know what I mean? But she says like I didn't like that, and I'm not going to do that as much because I don't like what happens when I do that.
Right. Fair enough.
Why do they sit when we give food? So when I put my butt on the ground, you like it and you give me food, I'm going to do that more.
Right.
That's all it is. That's all it is. So then you get to like what's the level of correction that we need for the intensity of that dog. You have young puppies. So it's like start now, nip it in the bud right now.
Yeah. I just don't want to deal with it for the next, 10 plus years,
Nip it in the bud. That's a nip in the bud type of deal. There's so many of these things that can be nipped in the bud in puppyhood. So when puppyhood's done incorrectly, that's where all the rehab begins.
Right.
So you're an imprint right now. So it's just like, nope. So all she's going to know is we don't eat chicken poop. That's it.
Cool.
Nope.
I'll give it a try.
It's not an option. Yeah. Then let me know if you're still struggling with it. We could go into more depth and like really like do a call, and you could have her on there. I'd be like, do it right now. Said that and you could have it exactly what you want,
Cool. Awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you
Stacey.
so much for your time and all your recommendations. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thanks for the call. Take care.
Take care.
Good one. This is a good. Things are getting the questions and things are getting a little bit like I like them. They're coming in nice. They're like a good different flow of them. You know, trainers and then brand new dog owner and all these things. I love it. All right, who's next? Huh? You have the right name. I'll tell you that. Do you know that my last dog's name was Maddie?
Yes, I know. I think about it all the time.
She should have been top of the list, just so you know. You know.
Thank you. I just appreciate your time so much, and your knowledge and your ability to communicate is very inspiring.
I appreciate that.
So I want to start off with, I'm kind of starting my route the same way that you did. I'm doing the pet sitting and the dog walking. And I'm time and time again surprising my clients with like, oh, they don't walk well on leash, they pull, they bark, this, that, and the other. And within a week, the next time that they see me with their dog, they're like, oh my gosh, how did you manage to do that?
Yeah.
And I've managed to start up this reputation. My problem / concern is actually with my own dog. She is a 7-year-old American Pit Bull Terrier. She's my service dog. Originally, I got her for psychiatric work for PTSD. And then I got diagnosed with Addison's disease, and I trained her to do low cortisol alerts. And we just got out of a very difficult situation with a very abusive person who's abusive to both of us. And I'm currently living somewhere else, and I'm trying to crate train her. So she was crate trained until about 2 years old. And then it was kind of like at the point of like, you have all of the good behaviors. I don't have to be concerned about you anymore. You can sit out on the couch with everybody else.
I get it. Yeah.
When I go off to work.
Right.
And now it takes her, like today, she has been in the crate for 8 hours now, like eight and a little bit of change. And she has screamed her head off the entire time. And I have thrown everything at her that I know to throw at her. I've done the Karen Overall's relaxation protocol. I have done everything. And I have basically just resorted back to the way that she was originally crate trained without the abuse part of it. I would try to wait until she settles, walk up to the crate, and then she'll start whining, maybe if I'm 2 or 3 steps away, and I'll turn around and walk away, rinse and repeat. And I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm concerned about her health. Like she will be so anxious and she will not relax enough for me to be able to let her out of the crate. Like my end goal would be to have that calm mindset. But my goal right now is just for her not to be screaming at the top of her lungs when I walk up to her. And I guess my question for you is there anything else that I can do for her other than use this negative reinforcement? Like, is there a point in time where I just say, whatever, I'm fine with it. It's been 8 hours. You need to go pee. I'm concerned about you getting a urinary tract infection kind of a thing. Yeah. I don't know what to do for her anymore. Well, and I know that it's a stressful situation for both of us, but you know.
Yeah. So obviously these relaxation and all these techniques are not solving the problem.
They're not helping whatsoever. Like I have my mentor right now is a very positive only, force free, and I'm like, that doesn't work for us. It's never worked for her. It's never worked for me.
What did she say? When you say that?
She was like, oh, throw treats in there, give her a Kong, give her a bully stick, and I'm like, she won't touch anything. And she's a very food motivated dog, but I'm like, she's stressed. I'm aware of that. Doing this, going away, coming back, giving her treats, it hasn't done anything. It's been a month.
It can actually confuse her.
Yes, and that's why like I did it for like 2 days and was like, no, this is obviously making her more anxious and confusing her and doing all this, that I can't keep doing this. I need to do something different. And I've resorted back to this just negative reinforcement of anytime you get anxious again when I walk back up to the crate, I'm just going to turn around and walk away.
Yeah.
but my patience is starting to wear thin because, you know, like the other day, she was at 12 hours of me just doing this over and over and over again. And I'm like,
I'm not
I
laughing at
get,
you when I laugh, just because I just say that because I do that thing because of how many people I've heard tell me that over the years.
yeah,
I'm
that,
listening
well,
to
and
what the
that's
trainer's
why I was
telling
like,
me.
I want to come to you.
Yeah. I'm listening to the trainer telling me we're doing all the steps, blah, blah. I'm basically married to this dog of in and out and in and treat. And we're getting, I had a lady call me. I go, how long have you been doing this protocol? She's like 3 months. I go, how long can you leave the dog? She goes, we've gotten from zero minutes to 30 seconds.
Yeah. That's how I feel. And
A
that's
month.
why I'm so frustrated. And I can't get any trainer in the area other than this wonderful
Where do you
positive
live?
only force free. I'm
Where do you
in
live?
Ohio. I'm just north of Columbus.
Okay.
And
Send her
I'm
Ben's info. I'm gonna send you someone who I know out there who could probably help you with it, but I'll just give you. We'll
thank
give you
you.
what the method is gonna be. So what worked when you did the crate training with this dog in the beginning?
This exact practice of it's all really just negative reinforcement of wait until they're calm, walk up to the crate, you come out of the crate. But she's never had this level of separation anxiety that she has now, especially not at this level. So it
Technically,
was like
I
before we
get it. I
never
get it.
had this problem.
Right. So technically, you're doing negative punishment, right? Because
So,
you're there, you're approaching, and you're taking away the approach. So that's the negative part to punish her excitement. So it's just you
mhm,
can tell the positive only that you're doing punishment,
mhm.
just so they know, just so they're aware
Yeah,
of it. Nothing
yeah,
wrong
she
with doing
wasn't
it. Just
happy with it.
it's crazy. But anyway, okay. So how many times have you told her to be quiet and told her to stop and addressed her for it?
I don't. I do no eye contact, complete ignoring when, especially like if I walk in the room, like wait until she's quiet, see her settling on the camera, and then I'll open the door and immediately she'll get up and start whining and everything again. And that's when I don't even look at her. I don't acknowledge her. I don't do any of it.
What would happen if you walked up to her crate and you told her no, enough?
Oh, she'll completely ignore it. It doesn't do anything for her.
Mm-hmm.
I've
That's what we
been
have to work
thinking
on.
about e-collar training her, but I really want to try to stay away from that, especially
What
since
about?
like I've
Go ahead. Go
tried
ahead.
e-collaring and she is I think it's a mix of her breed and also the way that this guy helped raise her, that behind my back he was definitely doing things that I wouldn't approve of. So
Mm-hmm.
she's used to a very, very heavy hand. And it's to the point where like she will not acknowledge the e-collar stim unless it's like outrageously high. And I've been working on conditioning her with it, but it just doesn't work. Or
Yeah,
I feel like it
so
doesn't.
the intensity is high. The intensity is high. And if she
Yes.
has enough energy to bark for the 8 hours there, it's like I would be
Yes.
on the front end. Like, how can I bring this dog not to like, a risky state, but like, but borderline exhaustion, like tired. I'm gonna make her so
Yeah.
freaking tired. And I'm gonna focus on short stints in the crate. And when she
Okay.
starts her BS of starting to like, I'm not gonna be like, come on, girl, let's go in the crate and be nice about it. It's like, let's go in the crate.
Yeah.
Come on. She's gonna be like, no, I don't
Exactly.
want to do it. We're going in. Let's go.
No, you're
And
going in the crate. That's exactly how I do it.
once she's in, and I'm gonna keep the door open. And if she tries to come out, I'm gonna block until she calms down. Close the door. And I'm gonna wait there until she settles down from there. Every step. I'm gonna wait till she settles. First go
Okay.
in. I'm gonna stand there. She finally lays down. Good. Close the door. Stand there. She might get up and the door closes. Here we go again. No, I might even have a leash through.
Okay.
And then when she starts her like, I start to walk away, and she starts, turn around. No. Right?
Okay.
No. I disagree. And then you start to go away. She does it again. She does it again. My point is, I don't know her. This is the hard part of the call of what's going
Yes.
to influence her to snap her out of it in that moment. So
Yes.
my question is like in other areas of her life, if you tell her no or to knock it off, does she stop?
Yes. It's just in the crate. And I don't know if it's because she understands that the physical barrier is there, that I can't reach her like through the bars, that she will just like, I'll say no and she'll stop for 2 seconds and look at me like, okay, no. And then 2 seconds later, she's back at it again.
Yeah, but it's just because it's just noise at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no actual consequence. So it's just like, no. And she's like, whatever, shut up. I want to get out.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so you're saying if you did the remote there, you think you would send her off even more?
I don't think so. I have tried it and it has worked, but it's also like, I feel conflicted stimming her that much that often.
Yeah,
like
I get it. I get it. I
the
don't think you
couple
should
of
do it.
times that I did it, it was like a straight hour of like stim, 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 stim. And I'm like, no, I can't do this.
No. So she's too far high at that point. That's when you have to come in and settle her yourself. Like, enough.
Okay.
She needs to feel. So this is what I did with it. It was a girl. This girl was living. I almost wanted her to come on the call and be like, hey, tell her exactly what we did. And no. But it was the similar situation where these people, there was those people for forever. Come back, this, that, and the dog couldn't do anything. So I said, how many times have you come back in calmly and firmly and told her enough, and you mean it? Like, walk directly up to her and tell her, not mad, angry, but like with calmness and certainty, confidence, enough. She's like, I never do that because the trainer was like, you never tell them no, ever.
Yeah.
I said, but you're leaving this dog like with confusion because you're saying, what's the yes that they should be doing? It's like, you should.
Yeah.
There's also learning in what not to do.
That is what drives me crazy with these positive only trainers is I'm like, in a human relationship, you can't say no in a human relationship. I'm sorry, but that's an incredibly unhealthy relationship, let alone to be able to have with your dog. And if you're just rewarding them for every behavior, then they don't learn anything and it becomes even more confusing and even more anxious.
Yeah. It's I'll do things for if you have things for me.
Yep.
That's it. Like, I understand it. If that's what people want as the relationship, I say that's fine. I don't. This is why I don't argue with them. I say that's fine. If you want to do that, I understand it. Just know that you better have your food, you better have your things, and that the option to whine and break out of the crate is an option. The option to lunge the dog is an option. The option to jump on people is an option. You just better be faster with your reinforcement. If that's the lifestyle you want to live, I understand. Good luck. For me personally, I don't want to live that way, and most of my clients, they don't want to live that way either. They want to be able to, hey, I don't want my dog jumping, and tell them stop jumping, not have to run into the cabinet and get chicken liver and start a whole freaking training dance thing to get the dog to stop. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's outrageous. I understand it, but I think it's just it's a little bit more ideological view. They learn it from like people who have a similar view on things. It's like, this is how you do it. And then when it's questioned, it's like, that's the way. There's no other way. I don't have a way. Like, my way is just what's going to help your dog to settle in the crate. Like, if we have to remind her, hey, this barking chaos thing is not something we agree with, then we have to tell her that. I'm also thinking, though, like, how does she have that much energy in the crate to do that? Maybe she needs a swim, a bike ride, like a lot of exercise. And then,
that's my other thing is that, like, I know her needs are met. Like, we will go on 5 to 10 miles a day. We will train 2 10-minute training sessions. That's why I'm so frustrated with the situation is that I'm like, I don't know what else to do for you. I have tired you out. I have done X, Y, and Z. We're just struggling in this one aspect. And I'm almost to the point where I'm ready to retire her.
Did something specifically happen with the crate?
I just found this out recently that not with this crate, and this was when she was 1.5 2 years old, he would, when I was crate training her and I was out at work, he would get frustrated with her when she was in the crate and she would whine, and he's thrown the crate with her in it. Like, this man's big and he would beat her in the crate and things like that. So yeah. But we also, like, we worked through it for another year after these events happened. I don't know how often these things happened. I don't know if he ended up doing it all the way to the end. I don't know the details, unfortunately. And I don't know how to handle it.
What happens if you crate her and you stay home?
She will do the same thing. It's almost worse if I'm in proximity. Like, I will do the open door crate training and I will stay in the room, I'll lay in bed and all that. And it's almost worse. Like, she knows when I leave the house now that she will settle better if I'm gone. If I stay in the room and I sit with her and do the open door crate training, it's almost worse.
Yeah, because
So
right now, well, it's worse now because you're never telling her to stop anything, and she knows you're the way to get out.
Okay. It's
So
that
she's like,
anticipation.
yeah, she knows, because she knows you're not going to tell her no.
Okay.
Obviously, we know. So
Okay.
she's going to be like, I'm just going to whine and she's putting pressure on you, is my point.
Yes. Yes.
Do it through the whining and the whining. And she's like, eventually Maddie's going to get bothered by this and let me out at some point.
Even if I'm like, when I'm there and I'm waiting for her to settle, like I'm to the point where I'm waiting until she's asleep. And then I will walk up to the crate and I will open the door and wait for her to calmly come out.
Yeah, but you can even get to the point of like, step one is you're going to approach and wait for her asleep. Okay, cool. And she's asleep. So now you approach, she gets up. Now stand by the crate.
Okay. Even if these steps, each step takes like hours, I need to set time in the day and just put my patient's hat on.
Yeah, or like front end, like way more than you normally do of exercise, to the point where she's actually going to be tired. Because I'm sure you have your maintenance exercise where she's like pretty tired, but like that day, it's like, I'm really going to do it up. So she's tired. I know she's physically tired and she needs the rest. Like she's like, give her water and like, I gotta lay down somewhere. It's like, perfect, go on the crate.
Well, that's what I was thinking. So we actually ended up going to Defender 3-day event for 5 days. And we did a lot over those 5 days. But I also didn't bring the crate with me and I didn't crate train her. But I knew she was exhausted. Like she was exhibiting subtle behavior changes that I was like, I get that you're tired mentally, emotionally, all of these things. And I brought her back and I put her in the crate. And that was the first series of like straight screaming for 8 hours after that. And part of me was like, did I make you too tired that's what's happening here? I didn't think that was an option, but I love this dog. She's just crazy.
What about if you do place work with her? If you tell her to like go to her bed, will she stay there?
Yep. I've done place work. I've done tethering. It's just with this crate. And I even actually, like, it took a month and I gave up and I went and I bought a different crate. Because I thought maybe it would be like it was a wire crate that she was abused in. And now I got her one of those fancy dancy like furniture kind of crates that's a completely different setup. Same thing.
Same. So something with the confinement, and likely she felt trapped with the other guy, and there's a trapped feeling in there for some reason that she's having.
Yeah.
So there's steps we can take. Like I would just say this is like a little bit for it's a weird one because you're going into the training and you're learning this stuff and you're wanting to do it. So it's not because like if you were just in the public, I make it a big deal to leave him out. Like it's going to be a bunch to overcome the crate. We can do that likely, but it's going to be a lot of work. Do you want to even do that? Or do we just let him have his room to be in when you go away and he's okay with that? You can do that. But being that you want to,
that's my other concern is like, I tried leaving her out. I tried leaving her in the room and she will just whine and cry in the room as well.
With you in the room?
With me. No, if I leave the room, then she'll whine and cry like the same thing with the crate. That's why I'm like, I can tell that it's separation anxiety.
What if you address her for that? What if you address her that? Like, no. This is the thing you're missing, though. Like, this is just so the everybody else watching this sees, the part that you're missing is they're missing giving you the ability to disagree. That's it. That's the biggest thing that I'm seeing with this.
And that's my thing is that, like, even if I do disagree with her, she will just continue to whine through it. Like, that's where I'm like, I can't make a big enough, for whatever reason, with the whining. I have never been able to make a big enough of a correction that it will actually stop her whining. And this has been like through 7 years of, I have just learned with her whining, the only thing that will work, no correction, nothing else will work outside of the negative reinforcement of letting her whine it out. And then when she finally stops, reward heavily.
Yeah. Okay. I get it. It's just, it's an interesting, this is a more unique one. Because it's like, obviously there's the layers to what you discussed earlier. I'm not going to like push you on that. And like, I get it with that stuff. So there's layers to that. I would be focused on understanding how how to interrupt dogs and things like that. I understand that, like,
Okay.
the positive thing, like, I would just say, if this is the only thing available to you right now, is to learn it. And hopefully they're teaching you positive reinforcement in a good way, and like how to do it in a good way and things like that. In my opinion,
Sometimes better than others, I think.
yeah, I know. Sometimes they're doing it with too much excitement. So they're like, look at the training we're
Yes.
creating. But I'm like, yeah, but the dogs are highly aroused. Dog's borderline
Yes.
anxious here, and we're rewarding that.
Yes.
So I don't know if that's the best kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then you got to ideally finding something. This is what I'm thinking, like maybe Ben, who can give you a little bit of a different look of it, of like, yeah, so this dog, you need to disagree with her in some areas. And my point is, I would be disagreeing on things, not by the crate, other areas first, and accomplishing. Like, so when I tell her, hey, I don't want you to touch that, calm down. And she would accomplish there, right? Hey, don't get off the bed. No, get back. Good girl. Like those type of things. Other areas. So you have the practice of when you address her, you expect her to go to calm, follow her state. If she doesn't, you're gonna correct with a leash, whatever it is. You're gonna tell her, I disagree. She has to understand that. And people, this is what I think that some of these positive or whatever you want to call them trainers are. I think they think that like someone like me is like walking around the house just like correcting my dog. Hey, get down and sit down.
No to everything. You can't enjoy life.
Right now, I don't even know where the hell my dogs are in this house. I don't even know where they are. That's the level of freedom that they have of like, if someone started barking at the dog going crazy and I said to be quiet and they didn't, I'd be like, they must have forgot. Let me go remind them. When I tell you, I'm asking you to calm down, you need to calm down. And I expect you to calm down because I'm coming with calmness. I'm coming with confidence, and I'm making it clear to you that I disagree with this. And I'll stay here until you stay calm, until you become calm. It's an interesting one, this one though, because what part of the thing we're missing is you being able to go up and disagree. If the anxiety is higher than you're
so high, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah. It's one that, like, if you have video, I would love to see video of this dog. If you have any video of like what happens and the steps, just like set up a video and like, this is how I put the dog in the crate and I'm about to leave. These are the steps I do. And this is when I walk out. This is how it starts and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Like I might be able to see a little bit more with that and like be like, ooh, this one step, you could do this different or whatever, just by seeing it, you know? But yeah, it's one like I would still keep working on it. Focus on your leadership. You definitely got to learn how to hold the dogs accountable, because being able to do punishment with that terrible word, but just think of correct, interrupt, disagree, whatever you want to call it. It's information providing to the dog. They understand. If you do it in a fair way, they understand. But like, I get where they come from too, because there's the other side who's going, no, and on the collar and shit. Like, that's terrible too.
Yeah. Yep.
So I wish I could give you more,
medium.
But this is a unique one, but you're gonna learn a lot from this dog. Interesting that your name is Maddie, because Maddie was my dog who I learned a ton from.
That's what I love. I love that concept very much, because she's taught me so incredibly much. And I think about that every time that you come up on my feed, that, I love you, Maddie.
Yeah, because that she taught me a ton. She was challenging at times. I didn't have as much knowledge. I didn't know what to do, and she became out of balance due to my lack of knowledge and understanding of how to lead a dog. I had to learn things with her, and I made a bunch of mistakes, and we had to recover things, and So she was my learning dog. I always say, like, all the professionals are going to have their learning dog. It usually starts with a problem dog, a dog that was a little bit more difficult, and you got through it. And then my point to you, when someone calls you and says, I'm having problems potty training my dog, you're going to be like, this is so easy.
Oh,
like,
that's so easy.
Yeah, it's like, my dog's jumping. Oh my God. It's like, okay, fine. It's so easy.
That's how I feel with all of my clients' dogs, is I'm like, this is so easy peasy with everybody. And then I'm challenged by my own dog, and I'm incredibly grateful that I have her so I can learn this.
I think there's an enormous amount of value in it. I'm going to tell you why. It's something I thought about with Caesar. As I was watching him explain to the class and all this, and some of the students will say, like, it does make a lot of sense, but it's like, I feel like I'm missing a little bit of it. And I think the missing part of it, I haven't even talked to Caesar about this, but I think the missing part of it is that he grew up on a farm in Mexico with his grandfather and father, who were literally telling him what to do with animals from the beginning. So he didn't grow up in like America, where we're like, Lassie on TV and Lion King, all the animals in cartoons are all animals talking like humans, and we give them treats and we go to the zoo and all this bullshit we do in America. It's like, he didn't do that. So I said, I have a little bit of an advantage you in that category of, I had to figure this out after not knowing it and like doing things wrong and not learning as an adult to do it. So this is something that is going to be, in my opinion, long-term super beneficial for you. because now you're
Yeah.
going to be in it with a dog and understand what it's like to live and rehabilitate a dog and the struggles that go into it, the stresses, how do you feel during it. It's going to put yourself in your client's shoes when they're dealing with struggles and things.
Yes.
It's a good piece of learning too. So just, look, I've tried to change my mentality in life of like, whatever happens to me is happening for me, not to me. As bad as it may be. Like this dog going crazy in her crate and 8 hours and all this shit. It's like, how is this happening for me? That doesn't sound like it is. But if you put yourself into it's happening for me because I'm going to learn how to accomplish it with this dog, which will make it so easy for the rest of the dogs, the rest of my career that I'm going to do with this stuff.
Yes, I'm very grateful that I'm learning this, and we've been through a lot, and she's taught me, especially training her to be a service dog. And when I adopted her at 9 months old, they were like, she's never going to be able to be a service dog. And here she is, and she's traveled across the country with me multiple times, and she's saved my life multiple times. And now, like, I thought that everything was done and we were set. And now all of a sudden she's throwing this at me. And I'm like, thank you. I was just thinking that I needed something else to learn about. And especially my patience, because everybody tells me that I'm an equestrian and I've been riding with Olympians and all that stuff. And everybody tells me I have great instinct and I have patience and I have all these great qualities. And she tests every single one of them every day. And I love it because I get to learn and I get to grow both within me and in my training.
Yeah, because she lives with you. So she's going to point out the weaknesses that we may not even know we have. Which is amazing.
I love it.
Like in the beginning is like, oh, why are you doing that to me? It's like, oh, I get why you're doing that to me because you want me to be the best version of myself. Got it.
Yeah. I love getting to see my clients go through that process as well. Yeah, it's really awesome.
That's fantastic. Well, you're doing good work. Keep me posted, man. Send me some video. And if you want to do like a one-off on this and like really get into depth on this, we can definitely do it.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for everything.
Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Have a great one. Take care.
You too.
Very difficult one to do because that's one where when it gets into that level of intensity and separation and anxiety and stuff, there's nuance to it without a doubt because there's something that she's missing in being able to interrupt the dog or what the pattern of it. So that's why a lot of times I'll ask for the video because there may be things in the pattern in which she's bringing the dog to the kennel that she may not be aware of that are issues. And then that's what we have to like, oh, right there's the moment where the anxiety begins. If we stop it here, then when we bring her to the crate, she'll be more calm. I don't know. We have to see what it is. Who's next? Yeah, let's go.
Oh.
What's up, man?
How are you?
Your name sounds so familiar. I feel like I've seen you on Instagram.
Maybe. I'm fairly new. I mean, that would be a good thing if you saw me.
I think so, yeah. It's good. That means it's going around.
All right.
What's up, bro? How can I help you?
My name's Rick, by the way.
Nice to meet you, Rick.
So I have a dog right now, an aggression case. His name is Cookie. He is a Staffy, and the owner's a 79-year-old woman.
Whew.
The dog is great with the pack, like his house, the mom, his owner, her son, anyone that's in the house, the dog is great with, perfectly fine. Strangers, though, like he wants to eat you. Like it's on site. So, the way so what I've been doing this week specifically, I've been stopping into their house every day. They live 2 minutes away from me, which is very convenient. I've been just stopping in every day to like build a relationship with this dog because he's bad. Like I'm trying to think of how to explain it. He's
is their only dog?
Yeah, it's their only dog, and he's just like, so I walk in the house, it's immediate territorial barking as soon as he hears me pulling up. Mm-hmm. I'll walk in the house, I wait for, I instruct her to keep him calm, keep him settled. He's on a choke, a slip lead.
Yeah.
And so I'll sit down, I get used to him, and once he calms down, I reward him. And I've been doing this every day, literally. So I stop in for 5-10 minutes, building the relationship. And so I have a session with him today, and I want to give you what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah.
To try and because I'm like all over the place. This dog is.
I get you though. Because this is what it's like with these cases and shit. It's like I'm like, but that thing and then this thing.
Exactly. Like
a lot of shit happening.
Dog is like you can see when the bite's coming. It's head low.
Yeah.
And like you could just be walking. Like we'll be walking together, and it's head low, and then bang, he just tries to go for like your ankles, your lower leg, whatever it is. And he's got me twice before. And then there was the last time where he really tried to take me out.
Yeah.
And
what do you do? What is he targeting? What is he targeting when he's doing it?
He goes low, and then as I start to pull that away, he goes higher. So it's like first bite down low, second bite toward the knee, and then as I'm pulling away, because so I eventually went down and pinned him because it was if I didn't, he would have laughed.
Yeah.
It would have been bad.
Yeah.
But as I said, with the house owners, he's perfectly normal. He's a normal dog. Like you could pet him, you could play with him, you could do everything else. But it's just like if she has friends over, this dog is like she'll get him calm, have him next to her on a leash. But if you get up too fast, this dog's coming right at you.
Yeah, he controls the house for sure.
Like so, what I'm getting out of it is like a fear-based aggression.
Yeah.
But she's had the dog since 6 months old, and it doesn't sound like he was abused or anything.
Yeah, he just took over.
He's been around other dogs. And so I'm going to tell you how I'm going to go about my training session today and tell me how I should tweak it. So I'm going to come today. Basically, we're going to implement corrections when he goes to bite. Yeah. Like it's going to be, but the thing is, she's 79 years old. So I told her to get an e-collar for the fact that like she's 79, so an e-collar like will be more effective correcting this dog. It's a big. I mean, he's 70-pound staffy. He's not huge, but for a 79-year-old woman, it's like. So I'm going to be the decoy, and we're going to be walking on leash, and I'm just going to be just far enough where he can't get me, like with the leash. And as soon as he goes to snap at me while I'm walking on side by side, correction. Mm-hmm. Pull him back, no, settle down, and then continue the walk. Goes to bite me again, correction, settle down, walk. Do you think I should correct when he goes for the bite or when we see, because I know when he's about to. The head's low, eyes are, to the side, like he's fixated on you, and then it's just bang right in. Should I correct before that? Or right when he's about to go for my feet?
The thing is we don't know if it's going to set him off more, though.
Yeah.
He was pretty intense, right? Like you said, he was pretty intense when he went for you?
Yeah. That was like that. I had a slip lead on him, and when he was growling at me, I was applying pressure. And then when he stopped growling, I lowered the pressure. And then started growling again, applied the pressure, and then he just was like, bang, he started. It was like
after you pinned him, what happened? What was he like?
He ran to mom. So like after that, I always put so after that immediately was muzzle. Like I'm not dealing with that. And so I started trying to just walk him, and he's still like, I'll be walking normal and everything, and then just out of nowhere we'll make a 180, and he just sees my leg when we're making that turn. Yeah. And he's just, even with the muzzle on, just trying to slam my leg.
Will this lady let you take this dog out of the house and like take him with you for a little bit?
Yeah, she's by any means necessary. She loves this dog.
I wouldn't do anything with her.
Great dog when strangers are not involved. It's a great dog, but she's like by any means possible right now, like to get this dog. I would consider like taking that dog, like instead of the session today of going to like start with the e-collar with her today, I might say like, you know what, instead of me coming in today, I want to just spend like an hour or two with this dog and take him do away. What, like just hang out,
go on a walk, go on a long ass walk, or go to a place where like if he does go after you and you need to put him on his side, like people aren't going to scream and yell at you and stuff. Because this is what I'll tell you, of like from doing this shit with these guys for years. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say
I did some walking with him. We go in their backyard. Like her thing, she doesn't like her dog out in the like she was crying when we had to put the muzzle on her dog. Like seeing her dog with the muzzle on was like hard.
Now we know why this dog turned out the way it did.
Oh no, I know. I 100% know. Like she has no boundaries. Like she lets this dog do whatever he wants. Like
Yeah.
she can't though. That's like the thing. And like, you know, when the dog came at me, she was screaming.
Making it
Like,
worse.
you know, like, yeah, like obviously rightfully so. That's a
Yeah.
totally normal response when you're about to see someone get mauled by your dog. But she does not have the calm, confident energy. Her son lives with her who does have that energy. He's got the more dominant, more calm, confident energy, and the dog behaves better with him, but he still is going to try and snap like at somebody.
That's who I would. That's who I would be focused. So this is the thing, like when rehabbing dogs, it's like the dog, and then who's the person? Obviously, right? It's like, so could you get this? Like, my point is, if it was like just that dude and that dog, you'd probably be like, this is like not that. It's a challenge, but it's not that challenging because I have someone, owner here who can get it and can apply this shit when I show him what to do.
Exactly.
But with her, what the hell is she going to do? My point is, yeah, I get you, totally understand what you're saying. Like, we got to give her something more powerful, like remote, so she can control and things. But my point is, if her energy is like that, in my opinion, the e-collar might make it even worse.
I totally understand that, yeah, because like, you know, a dog with an aggression case, if he's getting corrected and stuff, like it'll go into a defense. Totally understand that. But
so I'm
like,
thinking like
she's tried a positive reinforcement trainer before,
yes,
and like she said it was terrible.
Yeah, of course. But what this is the thing with that kind of a case. Like when I get that guy for rehab, when I used to get the guy back in the day for rehab, it's like bring him in the muzzle, and I know you know he's going to go. Like now at this point, you know he's likely going to challenge you, right?
Every time. It's not. I don't consider it a challenge though. He's nipping out right to mom. Yeah. It's like it seems very fear based. Like he's like, even when I have him on the muzzle and I'm just walking him in the backyard, it's always just pulling to mom, trying to get behind.
So this is
mom.
a nervous guy. This is a nervous guy for sure. So fear is the core of this. That's turning into, I'm going to claim the house, and then I'm going to go to aggression to control things.
Yes.
So I would take that guy on the leash. I would say like, all right, let me get him. And I would go take him for like a couple hours and just walk him around and do things with him. And if he decides to come after me, good. I can do that. I got to let him get that out of his system and realize he can attack me. It won't piss me off. It won't make me angry. It won't make me fearful. It won't make me whatever. I'll deal with it each time. And if it's as extreme as he's really going for you, I'm going to put you on your side. We'll wait here and take the time until you go all the way calm surrender. You're done? Good. Now let's get up and continue the walk. You want to go again? No problem. Let's go again. Again. I had a bulldog like this.
This is with the muzzle on, obviously,
muzzle
right?
Muzzle on.
So
yeah,
he does know, like he goes at you less once he hits you a few times and he realizes the muzzle on, he can't bite. He just kind of like goes into just like he splats, lays out flat, like he's like, I'm not moving. Like he's just like
that's one where you may consider getting like bite suit pants.
I did. I need the full pants though. Mine were only.
Yeah, you gotta get the full pants. Because you get the full pants. Because then with those guys who get like muzzle smart, let's just call it, like, oh, I can't get you. I'll wait till the muzzle comes off. I'm like, all right, muzzle's off now. So go ahead, bite me. And he bites, and you can just stand there, hold pressure if you need to, put him on his side if you need to. So he's like, boom, I'm gonna control you with bites. Control you with bites. Control you with bites.
No, I lost him. No. I lost it. I don't know if you could hear me.
To control you with bites.
Oh, there we go. I lost you for a second.
That was me. That was us. I have the internet people like doing something here, and can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. You're good now.
All right, I'm gonna have to cut it, but all right. That's what I would consider with the guy. Even today, what you may consider, because you're gonna go there anyway, is see like, you know what? Let's get him outside. You have the muzzle on, and then get the transfer, get him. And I would be like, if it just means you walking in the backyard with him and doing it, or walking in the neighborhood, or bringing him back to your place and walking around there and doing shit, and just letting him get this controlling you from fear, or attempting to control from fear to moving forward, it's not going to work for his work. My point is, this shit has worked for him in his life. I get nervous, and then I move forward and move forward. People run away. I nip them. They freak out. They run away. Mommy, and then mommy comes down when everything's done. So get that out of his system.
But the biggest thing she wants is to have friends over without her dog slamming ankles. And so me taking him on the walk is going to help with this.
Yeah, because you're going to be the one who's going to be the role model in the house of showing her how to bring people in eventually once you build that relationship with him.
Yes. Okay.
And
I
then
mean,
she's
that's
gonna
that's
be-
why I said I've been like going. I'm stopping in every
Yeah.
day, giving him food for 5-10 minutes just to build that relationship with him. Like,
Yeah.
so then I'm
It's
not
good,
just some
it's good.
stranger walking in the house
Right.
correcting him and all that
Right.
stuff. Like, and by the way, I put positive reinforcement first in every case.
Yeah,
I use
of
corrections
course.
last.
Yeah,
But like
if
this
needed.
is a bad case. Like this is a bad case. Like this is a 79-year-old woman, and she has her friends over who are also probably 79 years old. And you have a pit bull attacking or a staffy attacking you. Like that's a big issue.
She has to also understand that she has a very incompatible dog.
Yeah. I mean,
Just to be realistic.
She's
you
one
know
of
what I
those.
mean?
She rescued the dog. She
Yeah, I
loves
get it.
dogs. You know, the dog. You know,
Emotions,
exactly.
emotions, not
Yeah.
logic. So it's like I
Mhm.
get it. Like I appreciate your emotions. You're doing a kind thing, but Bob, you have to
Yeah,
understand you got a
absolutely.
dog that was out of your skill set for sure, out of your strength and physicality set. So you having all your neighbors and friends over for parties and stuff is not going to be happening with this dog. Likely, we're going to get to a point. You have to be realistic with her to get to. Our goal is going to get to a point where your friends maybe come over, and there's going to be a strict protocol for the dog when your friends are over.
Okay. So
She has to be realistic because, like, just hearing a 79-year-old and a 70-pound pity
So
and
you
all
don't
that
see
stuff,
this ever being fully rehabilitated, where the points the dog like without these strict protocols before people come over.
it's possible. It's possible. Again, I haven't seen her, but just from
Yeah.
hearing like an older woman who's screaming and freaking out and all that stuff, probably not. Unless she's
Okay.
willing to make some dramatic change at 79 years old as a human.
Yeah. I mean, she is
You know?
fit for her age, but still, it's just like she doesn't have that calm, confident energy, you know?
Look, my parents are right now trying to get my father's 70 and my mom's 72 or something. They're like getting a dog. My dad's like sends me a dog. Like, what do you think about this one? And I'm like, no, dude. It's like, are you out of your mind? Like, no.
Yeah.
People are just too emotional. You know what I mean? Because they're like,
she's had pit bulls her whole life. Her thing
I've
was
had them my
that
whole
she
life.
rescued
I love
staffies,
them.
rescued pit bulls. All of them were super good.
Yeah,
They all sounded
story.
like back of the pack dogs.
Yeah, easy
and,
dogs.
You know, like exactly. And now she's got one who's.
This is what I would tell you is like your final thing here would be like unreal is if you get this dog like to have guests over, all great. That's amazing if you get that. I would just say to you is use this case as one for a learning experience for you, because you going through this whole experience with this dog of like a dog who really wants to go for you is one that eventually you got to deal with that stuff and like, oh, he's going for me. Wow, okay. Put him on his side, and then you're focusing on your breathing, your calmness, your confidence, your certainty while you're doing those things.
Well, I had to do that when he tried to maul me.
I
was like the whole Caesar Milan thing. Like I was like, oh my god, I almost just got killed.
So my point is, when I'm at the workshop and they give me this fucking huge dog, giant guy, and they're like, how do you stay calm with that? It's because I practiced with that dog way back in the day.
Yeah. Okay.
A bunch of reps. He went after me a bunch of times. I was gonna say I had a dog, Bubba, who came for board and train to stay with me. He bit the hell out of people bad. He was I'm gonna do damage kind of guy. He went for me, no joke, not for like a couple hour, for days. Surrender, come like all the way down to the side. Get up, like, oh wow, that was a lot. Walk normal. We walk for a while. All of a sudden he started that thing, like looking at me.
That's exactly how he sounds. The one I'm dealing with.
So what is he? Because what does that dog know how to do? Is I can control by going like this and moving you out, and it's worked for me so many times. I need to try it a few times to make sure, especially with the bullies and the pitties. Those guys are bred to be persistent. You know what I mean? So it's like the bulldogs are bred to be stumped by bulls, and it's like keep moving forward. I watched a video of a pitty getting killed by a wild boar. I couldn't believe my eyes. It was being killed and still moving forward.
Wow,
mind-boggling for me to see it.
Super determined dogs.
Yeah, hey, Pitty, you're gonna die. It's like I don't care. I still move forward. That doesn't even stop me. If you bring that out, you know. So this dog is, I'm saying, is like let him. You to see the process of rehabilitating a dog like this. Like you go there today, bring him out, let him go through it, pin him on his side. If he's going for you for real, if he just like, hey. And just remember with the pinning on the side, if he is a true back of the pack, that's a big deal for them too. So he might not be so back. He might be more nervous middle. It's possible. You know what I mean?
No, it sounds the way he comes off is more middle of the pack,
Yeah.
nervous middle.
Yeah. Like there's just like a lack of experience and like lack of like being able to do anything like middle. You know what I mean? So that's easier to do it with. You don't have to be as fragile. Like they're not as fragile, so you can deal with it. But he might give you a few of those, and then it's not like then like be mad at him. It's just so you can go after me. The mentality is feel free to go after me. I'll stand up to you and dominate you, what if you want to call it that. But I'm going to take leadership back from you and say that doesn't work to control me. I'm going to control you back. And then you got it. Once you give me calm surrender, we can go walk again. And if you want to start again, let's go again. It was one of the biggest things for me was when Caesar told me this shit years ago. I was like, dude, I put this dog on the side. Blah, blah. He's like, how many times? I'm like, once. He's like, that guy's practiced that behavior for 5 years and he's done it and accomplished it many times. He needs to get it out of his system and he's going to try it a few times and you just have to match it each time, finish it the right way each time. And then eventually he'll start giving it. And then he'll be like, you know what? I'm more interested in like what's going on here. I actually like Rick doesn't seem like such a bad guy anymore. And then now you start building a little bit relationship with him, telling him to do things, get things to get better with him. Then you're the role model of when you go back to that house of like telling him what to do and then coaching the owner of how to do it. But then worst case scenario, when the guest comes and he goes crazy and pops off, at least he has a relationship with you where you can take over and remind him, even with this, I still want you to do this. So she can learn.
Okay. Yeah. Cause I needed to correlate like not to just me where he starts to insinuate me as part of the pack. And like, I'm just now part of the pack.
I would be focused on that brother. Okay. I would be focused on the brother or whatever you said, the kid there, or whatever, the guy. Yeah, I would be focused on, dude, we need you. Can you help? Because like take him on the walk.
I told him that last time. I said I need him here for this session. I told him. I was like, what everything you explained, I've been sounds about what I've done. Like I did the bite sleeve. It was just the knee down, and he kept banging at my leg, and I never let emotions get involved. Like I'm just like, nope. Little pressure. Nope. And so he learned my leg was padded from the knee down. So he went up. He went up to my thigh. And then that's when the whole thing, I almost tripped over a rock behind me after he did that. And then bang, he tried to maul me. Like that's how that whole situation unfolded.
This might be a guy you got to get out of that house.
Yeah, that sounds like it. But the thing, so I'm going to have to tell her, like, get used to your dog has to be on a walk with a muscle. Like there's nothing I can do. Yeah, I mean, I tried my best for her because it brought tears to her eyes, and it sucked for me to see. Look,
I get it. I'm gonna give you the one that Caesar gave to me years ago. I called him one day after a session, and I was like, it was like a very soft couple, the guy and the girl, very soft with a weak dog who was like, lunging at everybody and their mother on the walks and stuff. I spent 3 hours with them on a 1 hour session, like going over everything. We got cool. They happen to live down the block. Next morning, I wake up, walk outside, look down the block. I see the dude on his phone like this with the dog like, and I was just like so annoyed, so defeated. I called Caesar. I was like, dude, let me ask you a question. You ever give up on clients? And I'm expecting like the profound all the time. I'm like, really? Explain. And he's like, if the humans aren't willing to change or they're unaware or it's so incompatible, there's nothing I can do to change it. Yeah, the human has to be willing to change for the dog to change, period. So she has to understand you are going to have to change your whole mentality about this dog for it to work. Okay. And a lot of these owners don't take it as seriously. They think it's like, what's the quick fix? Can't you just correct her? Can't you do this? No, we have to change the entire relationship. And then if you're going to do that, that person better be committed or don't waste your time. You're just going to be in stress because you're going to be the one who cares more than the client. And that's a horrible position to be in.
Yeah, I get completely what you're saying. Absolutely. Some people, they're not willing to put in, they just want a living being that they could snuggle and pet. And it's just like
a live teddy bear.
Reality of every dog.
Yeah. I want the living teddy bear.
Yeah.
I can just pet on the stuffed animal. I can just touch it and pet it.
No structure and all that.
Yeah, it just entertains me. It's just there for me to feel good. It's like,
I get it with my parents, dude, with my mom. Like, I'm like, Mom, like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
To the point my dog was resource guarding my mom. And I was like, no. I was like, this is not happening.
This is why, but just make sure when you're doing content stuff is you're really pumping compatibility from the beginning to people. Because like, if we go by what's the proper thing, that woman to say, I'm gonna get a dog. I want to get a dog. Cool, let's get a dog. I'm gonna choose a young staff. No, wrong choice. So from that point forward, the best we're gonna get is not gonna be as good as if you got the proper compatible dog. Because it's not even compatible energy-wise. It's not even compatible physical. It's like definitely not compatible physically.
Yeah, no, not 100%. Yeah, she should have a little Bichon or something like that.
So it's going to be a decent part of management too with this dog, of like being able to like manage situations and things because of her. It's not the dog. You get what I'm saying? Like if it was, if it was just like a real go-getter freaking client who was like, I'll do whatever it takes. You tell me what to do, Rick, and I'm doing it, blah, blah, blah. You'll get it with that dog for sure. So it's not the dog. It's this situation with her energy, her age, her physicality.
Her energy. It's her energy. And
that's number one.
That's what
and the physicality comes. Yeah. Then for the rest is like, forget it after that.
Yeah. Because she freaks out. She'll like, you know, like before her dog can react to another dog, like she's like, calm down, relax. Like she doesn't just tell her dog like sit.
Yeah.
Relax.
She created the reactivity. She created it by her energy. The dog's like, damn, you feel like that? Don't worry, I'll keep everybody away.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my point is for this, just see it for what it is of like, all right, I'm going to do the best that I can with this client, but also, and like you're doing the right thing and helping them, help the guy and all those things, but work with that dog, I would say, for more of your growth, your career, to learn how to deal with like the whole process, start to finish, with, if you want to do it with this dog, you know, I'm not telling you to do it.
100% do. I'm big. I want to make every dog's life better. Like if we could get that dog out on a field, I'm an off leash mastery. Like that's my specialty.
Yeah.
If we could get that dog off leash on a field, killing that energy, blowing away that stimulus, like that is that by all means necessary. Let's get it done.
I would do that. I would take him and go, dude, use this guy. Be like, hey, can I just take him for a couple hours today? And she'd be like, oh, sure. Sounds great. And just do it for yourself. Go to bring him to that field and go work him. See what you get out of it. Send me videos of like, dude, I'm stuck here with this part. What do you think I should, like, if there's some wisdom I have from a dog I worked, I'll help you with that case.
Okay. Awesome.
Good one, bro. Awesome. I'm glad you called.
You,
yeah, it's going to be good. Keep me posted on this one though, for sure. Cause it's like, it's an interesting one.
How should I keep in touch with you?
Yeah.
Email?
I think it'd be good. Yeah, email or through the Instagram for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Email's probably best though.
Okay.
All right.
I definitely will. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate it, man. Big fan, by the way.
No, keep up the good work. Bro. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Take care.
Got it.
That was a good one. This has been a great call today, just so everybody knows. It's like we had new dog owners, we had trainers, we had complex cases, we had new, like it's more seasoned trainers like Rick there. It's like, it's amazing. So that's an interesting one. It's a challenging case, but this is why I talk about compatibility all the time. Like this call was one where it's like you got to see both sides of what kind of what I want to do. Like how awesome would that trainer group be with all those people? And we're all having these topics. Like I just think there would be value to like the girl hearing from Rick. You know what I mean? And Rick's story to that girl and my view of it. And I'm like, I don't know. What do you think, Rick, to help that girl? And then like that would be really cool for a thing. And then for the new dog owner one too, the more basic level stuff. So this is a good, like, I like these lives because we're getting all of it. And then it's like giving me the idea of where can we go a little bit deeper into some stuff. So I'm going to cut it for now, guys, because I got to go to the bathroom so bad. I've been holding it in. Number one, by the way, not just, I don't know. But yeah, I got to go. Oh, I have one more. Can I run to the bathroom really fast? Are they going to be, give me 1 second to run to the bathroom, guys. Okay, I'm back. I hope you guys like the view of the scene here. Jamie's got to go now. Look, she said number 2 as I heard her say out loud. I don't know. She's helping with the internet. Okay. All right. Who's the last one we're talking to today? Hey, Libby.
Hi, how are you? Good. Thank you so much. I'll be super quick, I promise. And if you hear anything in the background, my cleaner's here. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Oh, good. Oh, good.
I have a 6-year-old golden retriever, Rosie. She is my husband and I's first dog, and we got her the week before COVID. So this is like a classic COVID dog situation. We lived in DC at the time. And I also have a 10-month-old son, William, and we live in Atlanta now. So
congrats, by the way.
Thank you. So I also actually have a call with your staffer, Natalie, tomorrow to talk about a board and train.
Yeah.
But I was on your Instagram and saw you were doing a live and hopped on. So
yeah. Awesome. This is amazing.
My question for you is, Rosie, since we got her the week of COVID, essentially, we got her from a breeder. And she was 12 weeks old, and we immediately hired a trainer in DC to help us kind of just train her. Again, she was our first dog. So unfortunately, because it was COVID, they told us, that they couldn't get her around any other dogs. That's when people thought they could get COVID from dogs at the time. And no one would go up to her. She was this adorable little golden retriever, and no one would go up to her, pet her, socialize her. No dogs, no people, anything.
I wish you lived in New Jersey at that time.
I know, me too. So
we had the ranch wide open up here. Like now that it's got done, we're like, hey, come on up, bring it on.
Yeah. So we tried really hard to train her, and mostly just walk training at that time. He also told us to train her by desensitizing her to like noises and things. So we would try to sit at the end of the block and like listen to cars go by, whatever. We immediately noticed that she is a very nervous dog, shaking, nervous, sort of a thing.
Back of the pack.
Sorry.
Back of the pack.
Yes. So not to, because I promised you I would be quick. I don't want to give you the whole spiel.
You're good. Now that I relieve myself, we're good. Okay. The pressure's off.
Okay. Well, we then essentially went and have worked with the positive reinforcement trainers now. Yeah. We probably ended up working with 3 trainers over the past few years. We've had to move for my husband's job. So we were in DC. We then moved to Chicago, and now we live in Atlanta. Prior to this move, she was an apartment dog, but she was like totally potty trained and exercised, or so we tried. What happened very quickly is that we noticed as she was very, very petrified of outside noise. So because we lived in an apartment, we would still walk her. We like had to, but she hated it. Would army crawl to get home, like just a really tough situation. So we kept trying with these trainers. She kind of was like a trainer fail, essentially, is what we were told. They told us to take her to the vet, get her on medication because she was so nervous. She was too anxious to train. Essentially, she wasn't food motivated because she's so anxious, and she's not food motivated. So they basically, a lot of these trainers were like, I can't do anything because she's not food motivated. So fast forward to now.
I'm sorry you had to deal with all that, by the way, just so you know.
It's been fun.
I'm apologizing for this industry. Okay, just like I hear this all the time, and I do it regularly. And I'm sorry you had to go through 4 trainers, and now you're still here. But it is what it is.
That's okay. Well, so she and the reason I say this is because she is an unbelievable dog in the home. Like she is so sweet and has always really been that way. Mostly with us. She's always been nervous of people coming into the home, and so now that we have a backyard and we live in a home, she has loved having the yard. She plays in the yard constantly, chases the balls, chases the squirrels, loves it. We have not been able to walk her for years now. She will not go outside of the house and walk. She gets down on the ground and army crawls and like won't move, shakes profusely. So that is one side of this question. And that's just so that you can understand her personality.
She sounds like literally like the twin of a dog we had here last summer.
Well, she's probably going to be your next dog because I have to call with Natalie tomorrow.
the golden retriever who was the nervous girl with the girl in the city, her name was Summer. How funny is that? So the dog's name was Summer. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Well, kind of similar, Rosie.
Yeah.
So anyway, so now that we have our 10-month-old, unfortunately I had him 6 weeks early. We had a trainer lined up, and then I had him 6 weeks early, and it just didn't happen. So as you know, I saw that you just had a baby somewhat recently as well. So you know how that hectic kind of thing goes the first few months. My son was preemie and stuff. So we couldn't get a trainer over at the time.
Yeah, I get it.
So Rosie's been totally fine with him. She's been great. She hasn't growled at him or nipped at him or anything like that. She's respected his space. And actually, most recently in the past few weeks, we saw a big, she was kind of interested in playing with him, like engaging with him, licking him. He was very excited. He's very engaged in her now. I'm now wondering if that was not what I think it was, because what most recently happened, and my question for you is, I noticed 2 weeks ago, out of nowhere, I had him sitting on our bed. He was sitting up. We did our normal bath routine. She comes into the room and she sits in her bed in the room, and we go into the bathroom and do bath. I was standing up to turn the bath on. He was on the bed. She was in her bed. And I turn around, I heard her growl. And I get up and she's right behind me growling at him on the bed. So I jump in front of him and I kind of go like, Rosie, oh my gosh. And she turns her head around me and growls at him again. I was like confused at the first one as to what was happening. So I pick him up immediately, removed her from the room. And then fast forward, I thought like, that's really weird. Then the next day he was sitting in his high chair eating, and I heard a little growl behind me with her. And I'm like, where is this coming from? Then I went out of town that day, and my husband said the next day that he was playing on the floor, no sounds. He wasn't crying. He wasn't playing with anything that had a sound. He was not grabbing at her, anything like that. And she cut in front of my husband and like snap barked at him in his face. And my husband just out of reaction grabbed her by the back of her neck and kind of just like threw her like out of the way. Mm-hmm. So that's where we're at right now. And I guess my question for you is, again, like I said, I have this call with Natalie to see if we should do a board and train, but she has always exhibited being a very nervous, anxious dog. And I don't know how concerned I should be about what just happened and what the next step would be with her.
I wouldn't say to be concerned, like, oh my God, like this is like, we should all start panicking here, meaning like that. But I was definitely something to be aware of, because it's like, it's getting a little bit more, right? Like nervous dogs, like my dogs will growl at my kids every once in a while, but it's like more like, you know, my son decides, my 2-year-old now will decide like, Marty's laying on his bed, I'm just going to jump on the bed when I'm not paying attention. And Marty like, what the hell is going on here? Like, someone get this kid. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. Go back and lay down. And so it's normal communication. It's likely that your child is it's 10-month-old, you said?
10-month-old, and he has never touched her during these like growls or snap bark. He was not near her. He went out of her way to go near him.
What was it like in the beginning? Was curious because it cut out a little bit when you were saying that part, but it was like the dog was curious and licking the hand and stuff a little bit when it was younger.
Yes, when we first brought him home, the first day she growled when he cried because she didn't know that, you know, a noise, and that went away after like 2 days. Yeah, and we've always separated them. We've never like laid them next to each other or anything like that. But she's allowed to free roam in our home, and so up until this point, I mean, he just started sitting up somewhat recently. He's not crawling. And so I don't know if him sitting up is making her nervous. He was sitting up on the ground. He was sitting up on the bed. He was sitting.
It's a common one. It's common. It's common of like back of the pack nervous dogs, which obviously she is like when the children start moving a little bit more, like the sitting up, the starting to crawl and movement. They're like, that thing's never done that in all this time. Now it's moving. What do I do about that kind of thing? I'm nervous. And then the part that we have to definitely deal with is like her deciding to the last one where she moved forward a little bit, like, don't move. Between us is a very bitchy way she's doing it. Like the dog is doing it. Like that's what backs do. Like that kind of thing. But it makes sense to me also because you haven't got this dog on a walk in years.
Yeah.
She's pent up. She's has her little, and now the home becomes even more important to her because this is my safe place. And now you brought this little human in here and is moving. I don't like it. I can't feel safe in here. So this is like what she's trying to do is picture the nervous person in the world who wants everybody in their life to change for her. Don't talk to me like that. You can't use those words. Don't say those things. But what could also change? We could change that person. We could change that dog to not being so nervous, getting out on the walks, starting to develop some fulfillment and some purpose in her life. Then we start once we get her out on the walks, then we start bringing the baby in the carriage or the stroller. She comes for the walks with us. So what I'm saying is when I say don't be concerned, I'm just saying don't be like, oh God, do I have an aggressive, vicious? No, because she would have done something already if that was the case.
Okay.
Is there a potential that she could eventually use her mouth on the baby? It's potential. So we just nip it in the bud. For now, management, making sure we're paying attention to where she is with the baby and things like that. And then if you're going to send her to us, then like you're good. We'll deal with that. We'll walk you through the entire steps of how we're going to do it, the whole process. You'll know exactly what to do. You'll come for your sessions, multiple sessions, work with the baby. I have kids here. I'm not going to, when I say this stuff, I just remind people, I'm not like giving my 2-year-old like, hey, go use him for training. I'm like, I'm there. I'm like, he's over there. I'm watching how the dog reacts and things like that, you know? But I have them too. So I have kids that we can bring around, or at least bring the dog near and learn how to deal with that stuff, you know?
Okay. Would you say for now, I need to, I guess my husband and I, again, out of fear, not knowing, since her growl became then a bark, which was like more aggressive in his face, we have been separating them in the sense of when he is playing on the ground, she is outside, or she is in a different room.
Yeah.
Do you think we should still be doing that right now?
Management for right now would be ideal.
Okay. Because I don't, she's such an anxious dog. I don't know if I'm making her more anxious by separating her and putting her into a separate room.
I feel like you having her in the room might be worse because it might trigger anxiety in you to be like, is she what I'm not sure really what I'm looking at. Is she good now? Like you're looking at it from more like green eyes, like you know what I'm saying? Like more like I think I'm seeing. Whereas I would be able to be like, she's fine, don't worry about that. Or this, no. Hey. Down. Because I can see it. So that's what we'll help you with is like the goal of it is like she's up here is like bring her way down to be way more manageable and good, and then show you this is how you. So when she's doing this, she's saying this. When she's looking like that, she's saying this, and then what we need to do is do this.
Okay.
Because a lot of that the nervousness or the fear when the kids are around and stuff is not knowing what to do.
Yeah.
Is it allowed? Like, should I do it? Am I putting my kid in danger? Am I making the dog more anxious? I'm unsure.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure if she was resource guarding my husband and I at all either, because she's done that with other dogs. When we've introduced other dogs with her, she has snapped at the other dogs when they come near my husband and I.
So that's we have to work with that too, and that makes sense too with her living in the home as much as she does too.
Yeah.
She has a lot more time to like claim shit, claim things. It's mine. Don't touch it. Like,
Okay.
And this is what I want to say. Just one other thing. Like we're gonna help you with this. You're gonna be good. We're gonna get this good. So you feel good. We're gonna make it happen.
Thank you.
But for the public, this is why it's so important, which is I don't really talk about the training and the trainers and all that stuff, but where seeking trainers can actually cause a problem because like you've seen a few. And in my opinion, the first person you called should have helped you with this right away. This is how you set it up. This is how you get your dog on the walks. This is how you do this. But they're all telling you to like put them on medication, which is wild to me. It's like, by the way, I can't wait to get this dog now because it's another one that's like, oh yeah, 3 people said this, medication, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, so now what, guys? What do you think about this?
I had her on the highest medication and she was a shell of a dog. I took her off of it because I hated it. She just was not, she was drunk.
It becomes zombie-like.
Yeah.
You can see in their eyes.
Yeah.
And then they're telling me that's the more workable dog.
Yeah.
One who's like stoned and chemically altered.
Yeah.
I'm like, why can't I just go take her? I get what. See, for me, I'm like, why? I'll just go take her for a walk. They're like, she won't walk. I'll be like, oh, you don't know how to do that?
Yeah.
Without a treat? Yeah, because the dog's not going to take food. She's stressed. So what are you going to do? Just leave her in the house? That's what their thing is. And I'm like,
yes. The last one just said, just make her comfortable, and this is what makes her comfortable.
Yeah. They'll say, your dog just doesn't like other dogs. That's what they told my wife. Certified dog trainer from the what was the school she went to there? The Animal Behavior College. Yep. And then she brought her dog back to the place, hiding it behind like screens and walls and throwing treats everywhere. The conclusion by all the instructors was this is just an aggressive dog. You just can't keep him by dogs. He just doesn't like dogs. Finds me. Day 1, I had him with all the dogs. Day 1.
Yeah. Well, she just said hi. Sorry.
Hi, girl. We'll see you soon.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I look forward to my call with Natalie tomorrow.
Yeah, set that up, and then we'll just do management for now until you get her here, and then once she's here, we'll go over everything. You'll know exactly what to do with her, and then when we get her home, you have us for like support for the rest of your life with this dog.
Thank you.
All right.
Great.
We'll get it done. Good talking with you. I'll talk to you soon.
Likewise.
All right,
thanks.
Libby. Take care. That was a good one. So that's one. Look, there's again the training world failing people. It drives me crazy, but it's like I try to not let it drive me crazy and say no. Instead of you getting annoyed or frustrated or reacting to that thing, stay calm and provide more information. Help more people. Help as many people as you possibly can. So that's what I'm going to do. Keep helping until people can see it. So my goal is just to have my dream for everybody is to have the relationship somewhat like what I have with my dogs, what Caesar has with his dogs, what the trainers out at Caesar's place have with their dogs, which is like, when I finish this call, you know what's going to happen? I'm going downstairs, I'm getting my dogs, and I'm going to go walk around this freaking ranch off leash for a while and look at trees and be with them and just enjoy my time. It's an amazing thing to have. That's my goal for everybody to have. So when people are saying, just use Pirate, I'm like, if it was logic, if it would work, I would do that. It would be much easier in my life to tell people, oh, just get this freaking jerky and put it over there and put your there. Look at me and all this. It would work. I would just do that. I'm a logical person. I wouldn't get involved in all this stuff and having to get people to change their energy and change their state of mind and recover their past and see the dog for what they are and challenge themselves and overcome things. I wouldn't have to do any of that, but you have to do that. This is what I'm saying is like the dog to me, I haven't found anything better, at least in my life. This is my thing to the world is like, hey, I was a human who grew up in New York with a pretty stable family and I got out of balance. I didn't know how to heal. I had no idea how to heal, how to fix myself, how to see myself, how to understand myself. And I learned that that dog right there is telling me about myself. This dog who I thought in the beginning was just, you know, you just get a dog, you bring him in the house and you feed him and pet him and enjoy the dog and you put him in the backyard. That's what we feel like in America a lot of times. It was like, well, no, actually that dog who I saw is kind of like back there was actually one telling me a ton about myself. I just didn't know what the hell the dog was saying to me because I didn't understand their psychology. Once I started to understand their psychology, what they were saying, I started noticing, look at this dog who's sensitive. When I move, it reacts really fast. So that must mean I'm moving fast. I never saw that. I didn't know. I didn't have anything else to refer to. I see myself though moving fast because I see the way this dog's reacting. So it's a practical, tangible piece of evidence of telling me how I'm doing. So that caused me to move slower, you know, and you start practicing those things with the dog. But I'm trying to get people into like, what is the dog to you? To me, that animal is something I can see myself through it. It's an honest animal who's 100% in the moment, 100% honest, and only knows how to react based on its instincts. So if I'm moving too fast, it's likely they're going to be hesitant around me or move really fast, depending on the dog. If I'm acting aggressive, it's either I'm going to scare the hell out of dogs and send them away, or I'm going to trigger aggression towards me, right? If I get all soft and fearful and weak, dogs are just going to I'm going to get excited dogs who just jump all over me, or I'll get strong dogs who just control me, one or the other. So my point is like, it's the human, their energy, their knowledge, their actions, their philosophies. That's what matters first. Then you bring the dog into that, connect to the dog through calmness and confidence first, rules, boundaries, limitations first, then give affection to the dog who's in calm surrender and following the rules, boundaries, limitations. And then once you have that, boom. Just now you find, what is that dog like? Oh, he likes to retrieve balls. Let's give him that as one of his things. He likes that. My shepherd likes to herd the lure course. I give him that. You know, my bulldog likes to go for the ball. I give him that. So I give him some excitement things. I create it and I send him back to calmness. So little summary of how we do it. This has been a good one. Thank you guys. We almost went 3 hours today. Really good talk. This is like the best one I thought so far because we got a whole range of everything. I think I'm also like a little bit more prime because I've been in education mode of teaching all those students in LA for the last 5 days. So it's been a good one. We're going to keep it going though. And hopefully you guys got a lot of value out of this one. If you're still here, just so you know, the video reviews are coming. They are a week or 2, 3 weeks away, whatever it is, it's coming. I promise they're coming back. I've worked hard in the background. I created a whole new company, which is a media company, just so we could not ever have to deal with like these like flags and BS anymore. So now we could just do reviews. I'm also created a site, by the way. I'm creating a website where you guys can submit videos. Like that's the thing I'm dreaming of. How great is that going to be? When you guys can just go to a site, upload the video. It comes right to my Google Drive. We see it and we can review the video. Boom, done. So that's going to be another one we're going to be doing. I have a lot of instructionals coming, a lot of great stuff coming. We're going to go hard in the media. Just so you guys know, if you're watching the media now, this is not what it's going to be. I know people are probably thinking like Steve just stopped doing reviews and he's just showing clips from this. I'm just doing that right now to give something to the audience so you guys have something to watch right now and perhaps some value and getting some knowledge while I'm sorting all this out so we can open up the floodgates and give you guys tons and tons of stuff. And again, all it is just to get you guys more information, more knowledge, and more of an understanding of what you can do with your dogs to achieve an amazing relationship. So hope you guys have an amazing Thursday. Have an amazing rest of the week. Remember that. Have an amazing weekend. Think of life happening for you, not to you. Go out there and live life to the fullest. We got one shot here, so make it a good one. Love you all. We'll see you guys in the next one. Be good.